$700 million makeover of their company to try to generate some more revenue. And they got rid of, I forgot who said it, both the cracker and the barrel on the logo and just went with a sleeker design. And people lost their mind. Cracker Barrel loyalists saying that the company went woke, and it didn't take long. We got a statement yesterday from the CEO, Deborah, basically saying, all right, we goofed. The old logo is coming back. That's basically what they said, right?
Yes, that's what they said.
Was that Vinny that just did a
Yes,
woo?
that was Vinny.
That was me.
Yeah, I know Vinny's a stan of Cracker Barrel, and I am too. But to be honest, it's probably been over a year since I've been to Cracker Barrel. And it's not because I don't love it any less. It's just there's not one near me. I think the closest one to me now is in Norcross. And if there was one in my neighborhood, I'd probably eat there once a week, twice a week. It's not convenient for me. And if I'm going to drive to a restaurant, it's probably not going to be Cracker Barrel. So I just haven't gone, not because I don't love the food anymore or the tchotchkes in the store or the whole atmosphere. It's just not convenient for me. Now, what Cracker Barrel, and I touched upon this a little bit last week, Cracker Barrel is facing what a lot of those national chains have been facing, a lot of struggles recently, right? We are all cutting back on what we spend when it concerns dining out, right? We're dining out less, we're spending less, we're getting that part of our budget scaled back because everything is costing so much more. Electricity, our housing, the cost of goods, grocery, everything's up. Right, we've been doing this for a few years now. Inflation's been high, and it's not just Cracker Barrel that's been doing it. All those fast casual chains, and I think you can group Cracker Barrel in with like the Applebee's and the Chili's and TGI. Like they're all seeing sales decline. And what are they doing? They're doing specials, right? All you can eat boneless riblets and wings and happy hour. Like they're just trying to get more people into their facility. And Cracker Barrel hasn't really done that. And I think they're kind of late to the game. Now, I don't know if you've been to a Cracker Barrel recently, but the prices on the menu are higher than I remember the last time I went. I get Uncle Herschel's favorite. That's my go-to order, the breakfast order there. 2 eggs, your choice of breakfast meat, 2 sides, biscuits, and gravy. It's phenomenal. It's $12.49. It used to be under $10. That's not too. It's not. That extra $3 isn't going to prevent me from going. The sausage and egg hash brown casserole is now $14. Again, their hash brown casserole is the best in the biz. Steak and eggs is now almost $20 at Cracker Barrel. And listen, I've seen the same price increases in Waffle House. It hasn't limited me from going to Waffle House, but there's a lot of pressures that a restaurant chain like Cracker Barrel is dealing with, and what they internally decided to do was instead of trying to get their loyal customers in more often, which is something you can do to raise your revenue, like a loyalty card or Jersey Mike's, I don't think they have it, but Subway used to have it, the 10th sub is free kind of deal, as a way to get their loyalists back in more often. That is a way to help boost your revenue. They decided, all right, our loyalists, they're going to come in here. We need new blood. We need the younger generation to come into Cracker Barrel. We need people like Vinny's age and younger. Because I think, and not for me as a Gen Xer, Cracker Barrel's fine with me. They've done nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned. The food's good, but it might have this stigma as like the old person restaurant. You got the rocking chairs out front. And maybe it's turned off the younger generation. Be like, no, that's my grandparents' restaurant. So what I think Cracker Barrel was trying to do is instead of getting their loyalists to come instead of once a month, 2 or 3 times a month, they were like, let's expand our customer base. How are we going to get 18 to 24-year-olds in this restaurant? Well, let's get rid of the logo that's been around since 1969. Let's freshen that up. Let's freshen up the interior. Will that work? We won't ever find out because they're not going to do it anymore because the logo is there. But I understand their thinking. It's just I didn't think they realized that they're loyalists, that they're their preferred customers would be so attached to the logo. So they did a reversal, of course. And actually, President Trump yesterday was asked about this. I believe this was in the cabinet meeting he was having, the 3-hour cabinet meeting he had yesterday. This is ABC's Sophie Flay with President Trump's take on the Cracker Barrel story.
President Trump getting involved yesterday, urging the company to go back to the old logo, saying, admit a mistake and manage the company better than ever before. Trump posting, Cracker Barrel got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Country star Jason Aldean and his wife among the critics, posting, breakfast date this morning. We would be at Cracker Barrel, but y'all been acting a fool.
So, I mean, it's everyone's talking about this story. Cracker Barrel reverses course. They're bringing back the old logo. I don't know if they've offended the longtime patrons to the point where they're not going to go back. They bended the knee and said, all right, our bad. We made a mistake. Come back to Cracker Barrel. Here's the old logo. Here's the great food. I think people will come back, right? They admitted they made a mistake. Cracker Barrel, by the way, originated 1969 in Lebanon, Tennessee. Deborah, any idea how many Cracker Barrel locations there are nationwide?
Oh, nationwide.
Nationwide.
In every state is the
It's
question.
not in every state.
I don't know. I'm going to say like 200.
660, which is more than I thought. Because
Yeah,
growing
because I
up,
don't think we had them
there
growing
was
up.
one Cracker Barrel off like the New York State Thruway, but it would have been a 2-hour trip. I never had Cracker Barrel till I moved down south or did road trips to the south. And again, my parents love Cracker Barrel, even though there's not one within 2 hours of their house. When they drive down to Florida, that's where they stop. Listen, my parents are in their 70s, right? That's typically what you think of a Cracker Barrel patron. And I think Cracker Barrel is worried, like, all right, we see what the landscape is. You know, our average age is, I don't know this, but is 70 years old. What happens when those people no longer can come to the restaurant? What are we going to do to survive? And it's a tough time to be in the restaurant business. And I think that they just took the wrong approach to doing this. There are 47 Cracker Barrel locations in Georgia, 47. So the odds are you're in a pretty good shape if you want to go to a Cracker Barrel here. The annual sales of Cracker Barrel, again, 660 locations around the U.S., $3.47 billion. That was their 2024 fiscal number. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of Uncle Herschel breakfast platter and hash brown casserole. They employed 77,600 employees. So a big employer, big restaurant chain, 660 locations. I just think that they went about this. They didn't take into account the loyalty factor of when you go to a Cracker Barrel, you know you've been getting for the last 50 years. Now, what if Applebee's changed their logo? They might have. Who the heck knows? I don't know. I don't think they have that brand loyalty. Or if Chili's changed their logo. I'm sure Chili's has changed their logo in the last 10 or 15. Not a story. But I think it's the Americana-ism or esqueness of Cracker Barrel, right? It's the and I think a lot of folks have only go on, when they're off the interstate, they're on a road trip. Like Longoria, you drive to Texas with your kids. You see a Cracker Barrel, like, all right, we'll stop here, get gas, eat some food.
Yeah, nice restrooms.
Yeah, nice restrooms. Yeah, exactly. I can vouch for that. So I don't think they expected this. They wanted to help their 660 locations stay viable, stay profitable, and I think they should have doubled it. In hindsight, again, this is an armchair quarterback, Monday morning quarterback saying they obviously made the wrong mistake. They probably should have just doubled down on their existing customers. And maybe, the 70-year-olds will bring their grandkids. And then, you've got a built-in customer there. Oh, I went to Cracker Barrel with Nana and Pop, and I had the pancakes and the biscuits and gravy. Oh, that was so... And you have that generational...
You little kids there, kids eat free.
Do they really?
No, but I'm saying that's what would get them there.
All right,
if they did a promo, kids eat free. Get me
so,
there.
I mean, in hindsight, they obviously... I think they reversed course. I think they did it quickly enough, Deborah, that they're going to... No one's going to boycott Cracker Barrel now, right? They're like, they made a mistake. They admitted it. The old logo's coming back. And someone, I was talking to one of my friends, they're like, do you think they did this intentionally? like the whole Coke, new Coke.
The new Coke thing?
Yeah, the fiasco there. And again, a lot of people say that was intentional by Coke to drum up business. And this, as President Trump said, $1 billion of free publicity. Do you think this was intentional? I don't think so. I think they thought they were doing the right thing to help their bottom line. And then they saw a violent pushback, rhetorically, not physically, but a violent pushback, from their loyalists. Vinny, I know you didn't give two flips about the logo. You just want the food. You're still going to go with the same frequency, right? They didn't lose you as a customer.
They didn't lose me as a customer, but the feel wouldn't have been the same. Walking up there, seeing that boring logo.
Yeah.
You know?
Does that change the taste of the food?
Yeah, that was my take, Longoria.
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't change the taste of the food, right?
Well, I mean, no, it shouldn't.
Yeah,
Right.
that was my thing. Like,
It
I don't
shouldn't.
care what your logo looks like, as long as the hash brown casserole is delicious. Then I'm going to keep coming. But there you go. So 40, if you want, there are 47 Cracker Barrel locations in Georgia. The prices in the menu have gone up. I've gotten the chicken and dumplings, which is, and the chicken fried steak, which are some very popular menu items there as well. But those two, it's a tough thing to do. Like McDonald's is losing hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're McDonald's. So think about a chain restaurant, a fast casual chain, all the struggles, all the competition. They were trying to chart their path to higher revenues, and they took a wrong turn, and they just did a U-turn. And I think it was quick enough reversal that they'll be fine moving forward. We will continue our coverage of the Cracker Barrel story. 10:35, Mark Pettit, CEO of Creation. He is a marketing expert. We're going to get his take. I've dabbled in marketing. I've worked as a copywriter before. I minored in PR, public relations in college. So, I mean, that was so long ago. I'm sure it's a whole different game. But I've got some knowledge of the industry. But that was my initial take. Fast casual restaurants dealing with a lot of struggles right now. Having to pay more for food, customers cutting back on eating out, and when they do, spending less. It's a rough landscape. And Cracker Barrel said, let's rebrand. $700 million into this rebranding. And they just did a major misstep with the logo. I don't think they thought that logo was so beloved, but it turns out it was. All right, when we come back, we're going to go to D.C., get the latest on President Trump's cabinet meeting yesterday. Right now, though, we got to check the beautiful Wednesday morning commute. Well, the weather is beautiful. How are the roads, Mike Shields?
Yeah, the weather's nice. The road's not so nice right now, Mark, but things are improving. That's the good news. Still bumper to bumper, though. 85 southbound, leaving Highway 316 out of Duluth through Norcross, getting down to 285. Can report no crashes reported by Georgia State Patrol, Gwinnett Police, and the DOT, so that's good news. 400 southbound, still sluggish from Old Milton Parkway, breaking free 4 miles down to North Ridge Road, exit 6, and 75 southbound, sluggish, leaving Kennesaw on 575, getting down to I-285. This report is brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, and even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
The story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
Hey Atlanta, it's Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers. You know, my dad was on the air with WSB before I was born, and in all that time on talk radio, a couple of things have stayed true. It's a little hard to know who to trust, and things stay pretty unstable. Here's what's always been true. You can trust D. Geller & Son. 3 generations of Atlanta shoppers have. We've had Atlanta's best quality jewelry at the best value since 1939. The whole month of August, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on your next jewelry purchase at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the portfolio x-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the portfolio x-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Summer was fun, but now it's time to reset and refresh your home for fall with Zerorez carpet and air duct cleaning. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $139. And we'll throw in a free hallway cleaning. Just mention WSB Radio. That's a whole lot of clean for a great price. Book your appointment today at ZerorezAtlanta.com and mention WSB Radio. That's ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Switch your termite protection to Breda and your rate is locked in for 10 years. Scott Slade here. When was the last time you actually saw your termite company inspect your home? If the answer is never, and they raised your rate again, you better call Breda. Breda Pest Management is better at keeping termites out, and they'll lock in your termite rate for 10 years. BREDAPest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
He's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
President Trump yesterday in the cabinet meeting wishing best of luck to the newly engaged couple, Kelsey and Swift. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Covering that cabinet meeting, White House correspondent John Decker. John, good morning. Over 3-hour cabinet meeting yesterday. That is a long meeting. What were some of the big headlines that came out of it?
Yeah, very long cabinet meeting, and the president spoke on so many different topics. So whether you're talking about the president federalizing the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C., the war in Ukraine, the war that's been going on in Gaza, the Federal Reserve, and his move to fire Lisa Cook, even was asked a question about the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So 3 hours and 15 minutes, you can cover a lot of ground, and that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, and he actually had kind words. I was kind of holding my breath to see what the president would say about the the engagement there. Any movement or any comment from the president yesterday in the cabinet meeting about expanding the National Guard outside of the district, maybe Chicago, maybe Baltimore?
Well, the president over the last few days has spoken of that idea, but the president says he wants to be invited into those states by those Democratic governors, J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, Wes Moore in the state of Maryland, but they have not done so and don't expect them to do so. So I think that's frustrating for the president. As it relates to just simply deploying the National Guard, the law allows that as it relates to the District of Columbia because it's ingrained in D.C.'s charter. Not so simple in terms of the president just simply deploying the National Guard to the states that you mentioned, Illinois or Maryland or New York State. But that's something we'll have to wait and see. Right now, for the president, his focus is on D.C. And making certain that the crime rate comes down significantly in the nation's capital.
And I believe I saw, too, expanding the National Guard to the transit system in the district, and now they are carrying loaded weapons. Is that correct?
That is correct. That was something that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, ordered, and that's for those that travel on the metro, particularly in bad sections of Washington, D.C. I think any time that you see law enforcement of any kind, it should make you feel more comfortable knowing that you're getting to and from where you're intending to go more safely. So that's a new thing that's been added as it relates to these patrols in the nation's capital.
White House correspondent John Decker. John, as always, appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I think it's very interesting, Deborah, the fact that, there's been pushback from D.C. residents about the National Guard troops, being deployed all around the city. But from what I've seen, they're like, oh, yeah. No, put them on the train system. That's fine. We don't need them at the Washington Monument. But, yeah, put them on the subway system. You take MARTA more than anyone of the core four. Would you welcome, a handful of National Guard troops? Yeah, you would. Okay.
Absolutely. I would sit right next to them. If they were sitting on the plane or the train and standing there, I would go find the seat close to them and sit right there.
Yeah.
I have no intention of doing anything bad. I just want to get from point A to point B without someone offering me meth.
Yeah, we talk about marketing with Cracker Barrel. I think President Trump should have marketed that. We'll start with that. We're going to put National Guards on all the mass transit systems in the big cities. I think that would have been welcomed with open arms. Interesting. All right, Judd's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, a layoffs at a local company, and it's food-related, not Cracker Barrel-related. We'll give you the details. Don't forget, 10-12-ish, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Yet another chance for you to win $1,000 just for listening to 95.5 WSB.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Higginbotham. News this half hour brought to you by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top story, we're watching a pair of trials around Georgia today. First in South Georgia, where Spanish language journalist Mario Guevara could find out whether he will be released from ICE custody. He was detained by ICE agents back in June while videoing a No Kings immigration rally in DeKalb County. All charges against Guevara have been dropped. His attorneys call his detainment retaliation. Meanwhile, jury deliberations set to resume in about 30 minutes in Carroll County in the case of a former state trooper turned mayor of Buchanan who killed 2 teens while driving at about 90 miles an hour with no lights or sirens on. Kelly Lindsay, the mother of one of the victims, calls the experience horrific.
The things that have taken place since the accident that AJ, has put our families through, and the victim blaming for Dylan, it's been really hard.
AJ Scott's attorneys insist just because he was driving fast on wet roads does not mean he was driving recklessly. It is 64 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says the high will stick in the low 80s today. Sunny skies. The rain chance goes back up, though, starting tomorrow. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. The Georgia Supreme Court issues a ruling in a case involving how low-income properties are evaluated.
Georgia's High Court held that projects funded by federal low-income housing tax credits can't be assessed based on their income for property tax purposes. Tax credits can't be considered unless they actually generate income, but the property itself can still be valued under that income approach. The decision is a win for property owner Gateway Pines, which owns an affordable housing apartment community in a rural part of the state. It calls the issue critical to the future of affordable housing. I'm Bloomberg's Monica Ricks for 95.5 WSB.
More cuts at Kroger, which plans to lay off almost 1,000 corporate workers. Grocery giant says about 200 of those layoffs are at the company's headquarters in Cincinnati. It has not mentioned where the rest would be. An internal letter to employees says the goal is to simplify the company and shift resources closer to customers. Kroger announced earlier this summer it would close 60 stores over the next 18 months. A proposal for a new performing arts center in Johns Creek is getting some pushback from a group of residents.
A bond referendum for the project is on the November ballot in Johns Creek, but the projected $60 million overall budget has residents like Kirk Kennedy worried about the cost to taxpayers.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm almost 80 years old. I don't intend to spend my senior years with escalating property taxes. No way.
If approved, it would be located in the town center on Lakefield Drive and feature, among other things, an 800-seat performance hall for a range of events. Officials say the average property owner could see a tax increase of up to 17%. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
And UGG Boots is changing its name, but not by choice. The Australian company has lost a legal battle with American outdoors company Deckers, which holds the trademark for the letters UGG. The term UGG is actually a generic word for sheepskin boots. UGG will now be known as Since 74 in honor of the year it was founded. It's allowed to keep its current name only in Australia. It must change it everywhere else. It's 9:33 as we check your money. Mixed bag on Wall Street here as the bell rings on a Wednesday. The Dow opens up slightly. S&P and NASDAQ are down. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting the WSB 24-hour traffic center, Mike Shields.
And watching trouble just moved to the right shoulder in Doraville. 285 westbound the outer loop right at Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31. Sluggish 2 miles back as you leave I-85. Still a full house through downtown Atlanta. 75-85 northbound. Hitting the brake lights from 166 past I-20 through the Grady Curve. And you pass John Lewis Freedom Parkway. 75-85 southbound. Also slow from 17th Street, breaking free past Georgia Tech and North Avenue. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, high 83. Clouds rolling in for tonight, lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers, high 81. Scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms on Friday, high 78.
It is currently 67 degrees in Hapeville, 66 in Buford, 65 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh, my word.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
We import a lot of different things from India. Textiles, apparel, cotton, silk, pharmaceuticals, generics, other chemicals.
Coming up next, 50% tariffs against India go into effect today, how it could impact us, plus a local area food company is hammering with some layoffs. We'll give you the details and how it could impact you next on The Mark Arum Show.
Hi, this is Megan, your friend and jeweler from Shane Company. Did you know not all warranties are created equal?
At Shane Company, our free lifetime warranty is all-inclusive and even protects the diamond in your engagement ring. We can offer such an incredible warranty because our rings are crafted to last a lifetime. As your friend and jeweler, our gift to you is peace of mind. At Shane Company, we also cover unlimited repairs, resizings, and cleanings for free for life, saving you thousands over time. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Heavy rain, high winds, huge hail. Yes, Atlanta, we're in storm season. It's Mark Arum here. You might be faced with a roof repair or a replacement. Do not gamble with any contractor, and there are hundreds of roofers with little to no experience. I want you to trust the experts at Dr. Roof. Trusted name in roofing for over 35 years and backed by their industry-leading warranties. Dr. Roof doesn't cut corners. They're the best at protecting your biggest investment. Dr. Roof, done right, guaranteed.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
My fellow Americans, I accept your nomination.
61 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, President Lyndon Baines Johnson accepted his party's nomination for a term in his own right. Obviously, he took over after President Kennedy was assassinated. It was also Johnson's 56th birthday. That was 61 years ago today on WSB Radio. Welcome back to the show. Coming up in 30 minutes, political analyst Stephen Lawson is going to join us live in studio, talk all things politics, both in and outside of Georgia. And 10:12-ish. Or give me a 3-minute buffer. So sometime between 12:09 and 12:15, or 10:09 and 10:15, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Yet another chance for you to win $1,000 listening to WSB Radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances every day to win $1,000, and that's good because no one won Powerball. So the next, I guess this Saturday is the next Powerball drawing. Deborah, don't quote me on that.
It's tonight,
I think
isn't
it's
it?
tonight.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, it's tonight. I checked last night.
I bought more tickets than I should have. And I only hit one Powerball number out of all the tickets I got. So, all right, thank you. It's tonight. All right,
Yeah, it's
good.
tonight.
I love the live fact-checking here on the Mark Arum Show. Big tariffs go into effect today against India. I'll tell you that in a second. But local story, this story didn't make sense to me, Deborah. I'm going to explain why. But a food company in the metro Atlanta area is laying off how many folks, and what's the company?
Hormel Food expected to lay off about 135 of its 350 employees from the facility they have over in Tucker. Now, they make things like pre-cooked bacon, chili, the Dinty Moore stew that Vinny never had before. And they said the reason they're having to let go his people is because they're actually stopping things like the pre-cooked bacon at the plant.
So this makes no sense to me because just, going back to the breakdown of the Cracker Barrel and their financial struggles, people are spending less going out to eat. They're not going out to eat as often. They're trying to save money when it comes to their food budget, grocery bills high. And whenever we deal with a recession or depression or high inflation, like people tend to go to canned goods. And Hormel is the name in chili. In canned chili. It's Hormel, or I don't even know what the number 2 brand is. Is there a number 2 brand of chili? It's Hormel. Right? I can't think offhand of what's the number 2 chili. It's like
I'm sure Campbell's has one.
Yeah, but it's not Hormel. Like if you were like, oh, we're going to make chili for dinner tonight, and I know Charles Kinney, don't call. I know you make your own homemade chili, but if you want to get a canned chili, it's Hormel. So I thought they'd be booming right now. Now, maybe because obviously Hormel is in a can, maybe that the aluminum tariffs, the steel tariffs are impacting that. But that surprised me that Hormel is. I thought they'd be hiring people and expanding as more people turn to the canned goods section of the grocery store because, I mean, beef prices are through the roof now. And I just know when I need to cut my food budget, it's like I'm going to Publix, I'm getting the BOGO chunky soup, I'm getting the BOGO Hormel. I am not ashamed to admit that I love a good SpaghettiOs. Don't put hot dogs in it. I don't get the hot dog one, just the plain one. So I thought, Deborah, that Hormel would be doing great right now. So that's a lot of folks. How many folks are getting laid off in Tucker?
It says about 135 of the 350 that are at the plant.
That stinks.
They will get severance packages, but there's no place for them to relocate to.
What does the severance package include?
It doesn't say. It just says they'll be offered severance
we're going to give
packages.
you a crate of chili and 6 months salary. That's what I'd be asking for. I'd be like, well, at least hook me up my pantry with some Hormel chili. We're going to get to India tariffs in just a second, but this is a story we talked about yesterday at length on the show. Joining us from ABC News, our buddy Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, yesterday we talked about President Trump's attempted removal of Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. For folks that missed the story yesterday, can you recap what happened and what's going on now with the story?
Well, that's the key question. I mean, Lisa Cook is indicating, as she's filing a lawsuit to challenge the removal, that she is still a member of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. The president this week sent her a letter saying that she's fired from that post. The law says that he can remove a Federal Reserve governor for cause. But Congress never defined that term, and no president has ever tried to fire a Federal Reserve governor before. So that's why it's expected that this is going to go up to the Supreme Court, which in May of this year said in an order that the president's ability to fire officials is unlimited except, essentially, for the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is, in the court's words, uniquely structured, a quasi-private entity that follows in the distinct historical tradition of the first and second banks of the United States, which, of course, Mark, you remember from sophomore year history in high school.
Yes, exactly. So she is employed today, or her status is in limbo until the courts sort it out?
Yeah, it's not really clear. The Federal Reserve put out a statement yesterday that indicated that the Fed is meant to be and was created to be an independent entity to ensure that there's maximum employment, stable prices, a well-functioning financial system. The statement points to the fact that Lisa Cook is going to challenge this action in court, and the Federal Reserve says will abide by any court decision. So, you'll leave it for what it is. Ultimately, the question is going to be whether the president can do this and whether he can fire someone for what critics say is a pretextual reason. And look, the allegation is that Lisa Cook committed mortgage fraud in 2021 prior to her appointment and confirmation by the Senate, not once but twice. The allegation is that in 2021, she signed and closed documents on 2 mortgages, which she both claimed were her primary residences. One was in one state, one was in another. I think actually one was in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, Georgia, yes.
Right. And so the question is whether she did commit this mortgage fraud. The president was asked yesterday whether he's having agents in his own government, the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, which is the nation's mortgage regulator, led by a Trump loyalist, whether Bill Pulte, that man, is going digging for dirt on the president's political opponents. And the president said no. He said this is all public information and you could do your own digging. Well, that's not true. Mortgages, deeds of trust are public record. They're filed with, for example, the county. But mortgage applications, as far as I understand it, are not public record. And that would be where you mark whether it's a primary or a second residence. And the allegation would be that she marked both as her primary residence to get a more favorable loan rate. Remember, though, in 2021, mortgage rates were at historic lows because we were still trying to dig out of the pandemic. Rates were at or below 3%. I don't know how much more favorable a loan rate could have been at that time. How much is she, walking away with? Is it the right or wrong thing to tick the box? Look, someone who is a national banking regulator probably ought not to make a mistake like that. But it's also an unproven allegation. It has not gone before a judge and a jury. It's simply been leveled. And the question is whether the president can take that and say that's cause to fire a Fed governor for the first time in history, or whether there has to be some sort of process we don't know. And there's only, so far we've only heard one side of the story, and the other side is saying, well, we're going to sue and challenge it.
Stephen, we listeners know of the Fed chair Jerome Powell, the Atlanta Fed president Raphael Bostic. Most listeners had never heard of Lisa Cook before this story broke. How important of a role does her job entail on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors? Is this an important position?
Well, look, the Federal Reserve Board is part of the Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee, which includes some of the regional bank presidents, and they are the panel that decides the overnight interest rate that affects how credit flows in the United States, and ultimately what we pay on our credit cards and all that kind of sort of stems from that, auto loans and so on. The removal of a Fed governor in this case would give the president, as he mentioned yesterday, the ability to appoint a majority of the Fed governors. Now, Jerome Powell is also a Trump appointee and would be part of that majority, but the president doesn't like him now because, as you've heard him say, Powell has dragged his feet on lowering interest rates, and the president very much wants to see a lower interest rate. The whole idea here is the Federal Reserve maintains its independence from political pressure so that the Fed is not acting in the interest of the politicians, but rather in the interest of the American economy and the American worker and the American business owner and the American investor. And so the whole idea here is that, and the court sort of tipped its hat to this, that there's a long tradition of independence of a federal bank, of a national bank, so that it's not controlled by the people who temporarily have political authority in the United States.
Stephen, I think you're going to be following this case all the way to the Supreme Court, but really good insight this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, you bet.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Again, Lisa Cook, the employee in question, the Fed Reserve Board of Governors, already filed a lawsuit. I have little doubt that this is going to go to the Supreme Court. For me, again, without knowing all the details of the case, a woman in that important position, if she intentionally clicked that primary residence in two separate locations, then yeah, I think there's cause there. I think President Trump does have a leg to stand on. Was it accidental? Did she quickly correct it? Is that no longer the case where she has on these mortgages that both of these residents are considered her primary residence? That's an important fact that we don't know yet. But if she intentionally did it, yeah, I think there's cause. And we'll see what the Supreme Court says. They again, as Stephen mentioned there, they've given the president, huge powers now with everything except the Fed Reserve Board. Like, that has still been kind of untouchable. And this is unprecedented. No president has ever fired a governor from the Federal Reserve Board. But was there cause? I think if she intentionally did this to skirt whatever laws to save money to do, yeah, that's probably valid with cause. What is the cause of the downtown delays? Let's go back to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. What's the status through the heart of the city, Mike Shields?
Yeah, still sluggish, Mark. A crash off to the right. That's good news. No more lanes blocked. 75-85 southbound past 17th Street, but the flashing lights always add to the brake lights. So slow 75 southbound south of Morris Mill, 85 southbound Paxton at Georgia 400, and you'll ride the brake lights on the connector southbound from 17th Street down the North Avenue. Northbound delays start at 166 breaking free past I-20. This report is brought to you by True Natural Gas. True Natural Gas offers low rates, excellent service, and a loyalty program called True Rewards. See for yourself at TrueNaturalGas.com. They appreciate their customers. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
I try even when I don't agree.
The opinions expressed are his.
To at least exercise some basic empathy.
And that's what makes you listen.
Coming in like a wrecking ball, taking it all out. It's fantastic.
Eric Erickson.
Today, starting at noon.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I don't know if we're approaching real fall, fake fall, late summer, early winter. Who knows with Atlanta weather? But I can tell you firsthand, it's getting easier to walk the dogs as the temperatures cool down. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. That means more walks, longer walks. That means a longer stretch on my Xfinity Wi-Fi, but I'm not worried about. With Xfinity's extremely strong Wi-Fi, I can walk the pups up and down the street, and I'm still connected to my Xfinity Wi-Fi at my house. Backyard, got the Wi-Fi. In the attic, got the Wi-Fi. In the basement, got the Wi-Fi. Anywhere around the Arum homestead, I stay connected because of Xfinity's amazingly strong and fast Wi-Fi. No lag, no worries, and no problems walking the dogs now. I know I shouldn't be on my phone walking the dogs, but what are you going to do? Enjoy this fall weather. Enjoy Xfinity Wi-Fi. Find out more about Xfinity's amazing internet service. just by going to Xfinity.com. That's Xfinity.com, or venture out and check out the Xfinity store near you today.
Hi, this is Blake Cooper with Cooper Piano, and you know who we are. The building is sold and we're closing. This is the biggest piano sale in our history, and everything must go. If you've ever thought about buying a piano, now is the time. Cooper Piano off the I-85 Access Road South. Details online at cooperpiano.com.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for virtualimagingATL.com. When I first made my first appointment and I went to virtual imaging, I got my calcium score. And it was a little high, but I worked on everything that they told me to work on. I worked on my diet. I exercised better. I lost weight and I ate better. And everything came down. Listen, your health is all you have, right? And it's good to know what's going on inside your body. So I need you right now to go to virtualimagingatl.com right now and schedule an appointment. And for a limited time only, they are offering a $49 heart scan per person. This is a $495 value. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot impress upon you enough. We are getting older, every single one of us. We need to know what's going on, and virtualimagingatl.com allows that to happen. For $49, it seems worth it to save your life for your children, your spouse, your grandchildren, and everyone who loves you. So please go to virtualimagingatl.com and schedule an appointment right this minute.
It's time to renovate your home, and you've got designs in your head, but will they pass code? Hire Sketchhouse Architects before you call a builder to make sure your design is up to code and zoning compliant. Hi, I'm Richard Taylor, architect at Sketchhouse. We're going to make this easy to get your ideas on paper, and Sketchhouse will connect you with multiple builders to bid on your job through the Sketchhouse Builders Network. You're going to save thousands of dollars with Sketchhouse Architects. We're going to make this easy for you. Go to sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning today and mention WSB Radio to get a free hallway clean with 3 rooms of carpet for only $139. Book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Ever wonder why you have insurance for your car or home, but not your digital life? Meet Webroot Total Protection, your digital bodyguard that includes antivirus, identity protection, VPN, cloud backup, and more. With plans for individuals and families, Webroot takes the guessing game out of cybersecurity so you can get back to living your best life online. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 50% off today. That's webroot.com/radio to get 50% off today. Live a better digital life with Webroot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
A lot of the cloths that go into furniture, because you think of furniture as wood, metal, and cloth, right? Come from India. The volume is almost immeasurable.
That's Jim Mose, professor at the University of New Haven's Department of Accounting, Finance, and Marketing, talking about the big tariff news today. Yes, today starts new escalations of tariffs with our trading partners in the Indo-Pacific. We're talking about India, of course.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. President Trump's steep 50% tariffs on India kicked in today, his way of penalizing the country for buying Russian oil and guns. But Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has vowed not to yield to any outside pressure. He's promising tax cuts and other measures to try to ease the pain of effectively losing the country's biggest trading partner. Oof. The U.S. has canceled a planned 6th round of trade talks with India. This is turning into a game of economic chicken.
That's Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. More from Professor Mose on what goods will be most impacted with our trading partner and these 50% tariffs now in India.
We import a lot of different things from India: textiles, apparel, cotton, silk, pharmaceuticals, generics, other chemicals, gems and jewelry.
Jewelry too. Did you notice, Deborah? He didn't mention coal.
He did not say coal at all.
Yeah, Vinny thought that coal was the biggest thing that we import. It's the opposite. We export coal to India. I find it fascinating, though, that, India is getting these secondary tariffs from President Trump because they buy Russian Federation oil. The biggest purchaser of Russian Federation oil is China. And we have yet to see secondary tariffs on them, but obviously trade negotiations still ongoing between the White House and the Chinese government. So interesting. But 50% tariffs, I hope that doesn't impact you severely, especially if you buy any of the, I think, furniture is a big thing there. If you want furniture, by the way, I go along the access road on 85 at Jimmy Carter Boulevard. You always see those furniture outlets there. I don't know if there are any furniture joints in Brookhaven, but a pretty interesting story when it comes to first responders in our beloved Brookhaven. Deborah, technology advances now really going to help first responders in Brookhaven out a lot.
Yeah, Brookhaven's going to expand their drones as first responders program. So they're now going to have 8 drones, and that's going to pair with the department's real-time crime center. So they can send these drones out 24/7 whenever something happens. And they don't use them for patrols or anything like that or surveillance, only for emergencies. So when they get that call that something's happening, a fire or, an accident or something. And they said that departments use these too for the past couple of years, and its response time is about 70 seconds to really assess the situation. And then other people have time to get out there and properly plan for what's going on.
I don't think we realize it yet because we're in the middle of it. We're living through it. But I think 100 years from now, and kids will be being taught about 21st century history, the development of drones is really a game changer in so many ways. We're talking about how drones are so prevalent in the Russia-Ukraine war. Like militarily, drones are a big thing. Less severe. We're seeing more goods and services being delivered by drones, right? Amazon's delivering by drones. You sent me a story last week, Deborah. It was, is it Pizza Hut or Pizza Hut? Some food companies starting to deliver by drones.
Not Pizza Hut, but it was another fast food
company.
So
someone's
Chipotle.
Chipotle, that's right. That's why I wouldn't know, because God bless Chipotle, it's delicious. I just the Aram tummy can't.
You won't have a show for a week.
Can't handle it. I mean, it is really good, but I can't deal with it. But I don't think we realize how impactful drones have been and will continue to be in our lives. And the fact that Brookhaven's now using that drone technology, 70-second response time. Again, they're not spying on you walking down the street.
No.
Going, what's that pipe in Longoria's pocket? But if they get an emergency call, bam. You'd have to usually would send a helicopter. Now you can just send a drone. It's fascinating. I don't think we realize right now, because we're in the moment, the impact that drones have. I want to impact your bottom line. Coming up at 10:12-ish, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you in $1,000. Social media is active at Mark Airman at WSB Radio. Joining us live next in studio, political analyst Stephen Lawson, right here on 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm, auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. For the month of August, D. Geller & Son has 0% APR financing for 5 years. Go to dgeller.com or apply easily in-store either in a Kennesaw or Sandy Springs location. They have elite bridal designers like Tacori, Viraggio, Michael M. and Simon G. Hand-selected inventory of loose diamonds will make her dream ring an affordable reality. Plus, they also have a curated collection of fine fashion jewelry. Go to dgeller.com right now or visit the Kennesaw or Sandy Springs location.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Jury deliberations are set to resume this hour at the trial of a former state trooper charged in a high-speed crash in Carroll County. It killed 2 teenagers a decade ago. WSB's Veronica Waters covering the trial for us.
Reckless or an accident? The jury's weighing those opposing viewpoints from the prosecution and defense of Anthony Scott. Jurors worked nearly 8 hours until 10 p.m., save for some pizza around 7. Their only questions? To re-watch Scott's dashcam video and the body cam of a Bremen policeman. And as that body cam played with a graphic peek inside the smashed Nissan Sentra with its bloodied victims.
Female, bleeding severely.
2 more in the car! 2 more in the car! The surviving driver and some family members walked out, one with her hands over her ears.
Again, that jury getting back to work this hour. Check back for updates. Sunny skies today, comfortably dry, and a high of 83, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. This is new at 10 o'clock. President Trump continuing to extend his control over the nation's capital. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing this morning that the Trump administration aims to take control of Union Station from Amtrak.
Today we're announcing that we're going to take Union Station back under DOT control. Not a power play, we've always had it, but we think that we can manage the property better.
He says taking greater federal control of the station is part of the president's overall goal of reducing crime in D.C. and beautifying the Capitol. Amid an ongoing fight over Republican appointees to the Fulton County Election Board, Senior Superior Court Judge David Emerson has called an emergency hearing this morning. Fulton County commissioners facing a possible contempt citation after they defied a judge's order requiring them to appoint 2 Republican nominees to the county election board. Check back for updates. WSB's Jonathan O'Brien covering that story for us. A proposal for a new performing arts center in Johns Creek getting some pushback now from a group of residents.
A bond referendum for the project is on the November ballot in Johns Creek, but the projected $60 million overall budget has residents like Kirk Kennedy worried about the cost to taxpayers.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm almost 80 years old. I don't intend to spend my senior years with escalating property taxes. No way.
If approved, it would be located in the town center on Lakefield Drive and feature, among other things, an 800-seat performance hall for a range of events. Officials say the average property owner could see a tax increase of up to 17%. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia is among 46 states getting a warning from the government about the content of sex education programs. A letter from the Department of Health and Human Services giving Georgia 60 days to fix the curriculum or risk losing more than $4.5 million in federal funding. At issue, parts of Georgia's sex education program that ask participants to state their pronouns and addresses gender identity diversity. The letter says that the Biden administration was wrong to approve the material in the first place. It's being called the biggest retail theft case ever uncovered at Atlanta-based Home Depot. Police in Southern California bust up a ring that stole $10 million worth of merchandise.
The 600 thefts occurred over several years at 71 Home Depot stores. Ventura County Sheriff James Freyhoff says the alleged ringleader, David All, owned a wholesale store and had his own employees go into Home Depots and shoplift items.
And Michael Wallace reports that they would focus on expensive electrical components like dimmers and outlets. Then they'd sell them at lower prices. A total of 14 people have been arrested. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 102 at 45,520. NASDAQ is down slightly, and the S&P is in the green. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We turn to Smiling Mark McKay. He has a look at your roads.
Good morning, Sabrina. A little slow road between Cumming and Alpharetta this morning. Rolling 400 southbound. Looks like a crash just out of view of the jam cam on 400 southbound before exit 12 McFarland Parkway. Rolling out of Alpharetta Roswell. That's heavy traffic still on 400 southbound. Haynesbridge Road to Holcomb Bridge Road. Your delays out of Duluth are really improving. Still slow, though, on Highway 85 southbound, leaving Highway 316, trying to get past Pleasant Hill Road. And rolling into the city, you're in slow traffic out of Buckhead on 400 southbound, approaching Sidney Marcus Boulevard. Connector northbound is still difficult as you leave University Avenue exit 244, clearing I-20. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, high 83. Clouds rolling in for tonight, lows in the low 60s. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with an isolated rain shower, high 87. Scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms on Friday, high 78.
It is 71 degrees in Fairburn. Dunwoody has 68 degrees. It's 69 here in Midtown Atlanta. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole gang on board today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Down south, Vinny screens your calls. Coming up in 7 minutes or so, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K Day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 coming up in just 7 minutes here on the Mark Arum Show. 10:35, we're going to continue our team coverage of the Cracker Barrel reversal. Got a marketing expert that's going to join us live and break it down. I led the show off with Cracker Barrel's reversal. We might as well start that conversation with political analyst Stephen Lawson. Don't adjust your dial, folks. Stephen's usually here 30 minutes later, but he was so anxious to come in and talk about Cracker Barrel. He's joining us in the 10 o'clock hour. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Yeah, there's always a political angle, right?
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, politics, you'd have thought a logo change at a fast casual restaurant wouldn't get political, but it did. Your initial reaction to the story, and what do you think about the company's reversal on the logo?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think obviously when you saw the logo reversal and some of the decisions that were being made about kind of just the layout and the theme of the restaurants themselves, I had a feeling this was going to be an issue, right? From a conservative perspective, I mean, it just felt it had shades of the Bud Light situation all over again. And I think what you saw, obviously, is, there was a harsh reaction, right? People in this country, particular, older generation, have an affinity, right, for Cracker Barrel and have those memories, those core memories, those traditions with families. And I think what a lot of people saw was this is just sort of another kind of progressive takeover of a cherished institution. And I think they saw, shades of Bud Light in that. So it was really interesting to see. Now, what I will say is what was crazy was to see the president come out and be forceful on the issue, and then Cracker Barrel kind of backtrack so quickly. That was different than we saw in Bud Light, and I think that's probably to the benefit of Cracker Barrel.
Was the reversal quick enough that they're going to save face with their conservative base of customers, do you think?
I think so, yeah. I mean, their reaction, the reversal was really quick, I think, on this one. It was, and again, very different than Bud Light, right? You saw with Bud Light, they kind of let it linger and fester and go on, and you saw their stock price react accordingly and continue to go down. There was a dip for Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, like 12%.
Yeah, which is, not insignificant, right? But I think that number could have been way worse if they had let this go on any longer. So kudos to them for, recognizing that they probably made a mistake. They probably moved too quickly with this logo and took the feedback from customers and a huge portion of their audience and adjusted accordingly.
I'm just trying to think of another company that, if they changed their logo, would face backlash. I went through Coca-Cola's changed logos 15 times since their existence. WSB Radio, which is, a very brand loyal following, we've changed logos 6 times since I've been here. And we never got this backlash. But going beyond that, you think what they're doing, the interior changes, perhaps had as significant as an impact as the logo change, and that was just the last straw?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was all of the above, right? I think you what you saw was not just with the logo, but the interior, the look and feel, coupled with this total makeover of their not only their brand but the restaurants themselves. I think people, kind of viewed that as sort of, an assault on an institution that they had, again, had so many core memories and traditions and celebrated and enjoyed that look and feel. Now, I think obviously from Cracker Barrel's perspective, and I'm sure the marketing expert will speak to this, they clearly thought from their perspective that they needed to make some changes to attract a younger, different audience.
Yeah, because I'm usually the youngest person in Cracker Barrel, and I'm not a spring chicken. Like, it's my parents love Cracker Barrel, right? My grandparents, it's an older demo, and I think, and I said this at the top of the show, the restaurants business is really tough right now, especially those fast casual chains where, when economic times get tough, we eat out less. And when we do eat out, we're ordering less. And that's usually the first thing to go on a budget is, all right, we go to Cracker Barrel every Sunday after church. Well, now we're going to do it every other Sunday. And I think Cracker Barrel was facing a lot of dilemmas that the other fast casual restaurants are facing. And like, all right, how are we going to increase traffic? And they said, well, let's get younger. And I think that was the mistake. They should have said, all right, we've got our loyal base. Let's just hammer on how we can get them in more often. How can we get Steven? He comes in every Sunday after church. Can we get him here for a Wednesday lunch or a Thursday dinner? And I think that was the misstep. But I give them credit for a quick reversal on that logo.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's how do you get your current customer base, to your point, Mark, in more frequently, but then also build on that incrementally, but don't sacrifice your current brand, your traditions, what is keeping you in business from going out and getting. It's the same thing with Bud Light, right? Their whole calculus was we've got to attract younger drinkers, right? And they went with this sort of trans advocate, and it backfired. And so there's a way to do it. But I think what this also tells us is there are customers who are probably more politically sensitive to this stuff, who are paying attention in this digital age, and brands have to pay attention and factor that into their decisions.
I don't care what the logo looks like as long as they don't mess with the hash brown casserole.
Bingo. Amen.
Uncle Herschel's breakfast. I mean, I'm gonna go there again. I haven't been in a while just because of my new house. There's not one close to me, but I will go there more frequently. But again, at like every restaurant, like Waffle House's prices have jumped up. Prices at Cracker Barrel have jumped up. It's just the new way of the world. Very interesting, though, that this became a political topic. And by the way, all right, I don't know if you heard the first segment. I'm going to give you a quiz. We're going to Price is Right this.
Okay.
How many Cracker Barrel locations are in the United States? Now, they're not in every state. There was not any in Connecticut when I was growing up.
217.
Deborah, what was your guess?
I think I said like 300.
All right. Deborah went 660.
Wow.
Yeah, which is more than I thought it was. Yeah. And in case you were wondering, Stephen, there are, geez Louise, how many in? 47 in Georgia.
Wow.
47. Might we see campaign stops now?
They might be busy over the next few months. You
Yeah,
never
I
know.
could absolutely see campaign stops now at Cracker Barrel. Let's start with Burt Jones' campaign. A big kickoff yesterday?
Yeah, he had his kickoff. Obviously, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones running to be Georgia's next governor. He had his formal kickoff launch last night in Jackson, Georgia, in his hometown. Really strong crowd, probably 400, 500 people. Obviously touted his endorsement from President Donald Trump. That will be key, as we've talked about in this Republican.
I want to stop
government.
you right there because I have a follow-up to that. But I want to give away $1,000 real quick. Can we do that, Stephen?
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of hash brown casserole at the Cracker Barrel. 5K day bonus blitz. Here we go, friends. Your 10 a.m. keyword is charge. C-H-A-R-G. Well, let me spell that again. Charge. C-H-A-R-G-E. Charge. Enter the keyword charge, like a charge card, into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword. Keyword is charge. And don't forget, this is so important. If you get a call after 10:30 for a number you do not recognize, pick it up. Could be us telling you want $1,000. The keyword is charge. C-H-A-R-G-E. Charge. Good luck. I'll give you the keyword again in just a little bit. All right, so Burt Jones kickoff. He's got the President Trump endorsement. I noticed on Twitter at Derek Dooley GA, the official verified account of Derek Dooley and his campaign. He tweeted yesterday, quote tweeted, a tweet from Governor Brian Kemp talking about mobilizing soldiers and airmen to provide administrative report for the ICE around the state. And Mr. Dooley said, "Thank you for the leadership shown by President Trump and Governor Kemp to help make our communities safer." Now, Dooley didn't get the endorsement, but there he is, reaffirming his commitment and loyalty to President Trump. At the end of the day, will that matter?
Oh, it's going to matter 100%. It is the biggest looming question in this Republican primary for U.S. Senate to challenge incumbent Senator Jon Ossoff. There is sort of a dual primary going on right now. There is the race for the voter support, right? There's the race for the donor support and the voter support. But then there's also this race for Donald Trump's endorsement. And that has the power, as we know, Mark, to upend a primary, to totally reset the deck. And that's clearly what Derek Dooley is angling for. That's clearly what Mike Collins is angling for. That's clearly what Buddy Carter is angling for. Because the president's endorsement in this race really could solidify a front runner to challenge Jon Ossoff.
Now, if I were handicapping this like a racehorse, and you mentioned the three candidates for Senate on who is most likely to get the Trump endorsement, I would go right now, Collins, Carter, Dooley, third. Am I wrong in that the likelihood of a Trump endorsement?
I think you're right on the front runner. I think Mike Collins is clearly the Trump bona fides. I think he is probably the odds-on favorite to get the endorsement if he continues to build the momentum that we've seen. I would put Derek Dooley behind Mike.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because of his relationship with the governor, because he is going to have fundraising advantages. We know that he met with the president recently. He is the biggest variable in this race. I still think Mike is the odds-on favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he continues to build momentum, I think he's going to get the endorsement. But Derek Dooley is probably the person that has the most ability to upend that.
All right, back to Burt Jones. I'm sorry I did jump in there for the 5K day. All right, so that endorsement came quickly from the president, and I think is going to have a major impact on the race. How long do you think it'll take President Trump to endorse in the Senate race, or might he just keep his powder dry until after the primary and not have to pick a winner and or loser?
I think we are federal races. There are 4 fundraising quarters, right? We are in Q3 right now. That ends September 30th, that deadline. I think the White House is going to be paying very close attention to what these 3 candidates were able to raise in the third quarter. Obviously, Derek Dooley has the backing of Brian Kemp. There's a lot of expectations that Derek Dooley is going to come in with a big fundraising number. Is Mike Collins able to put up a decent number to really solidify in the president's mind, hey, this is the guy, this is the front runner, this is who we need to coalesce behind? Or does Derek Dooley raise so much money that it's like, hang on, maybe we need to think this thing and look at it a little closer? That is what I think the White House and people in D.C. are going to be really watching for.
In a vacuum right now, put this race aside. Let's just say this is a generic Senate race in Mississippi. I'm just picking a state. So we take our candidates off. This is in Mississippi. One candidate raises tens of millions of dollars more than the second candidate. But the second candidate has the endorsement of President Trump. As a political analyst, do those weigh equally? Does President Trump's endorsement mean more than having so much more money? Just in a vacuum, what do you think is a more powerful movement on the political radar?
Well, yeah, we've seen right now an endorsement from Donald Trump is the gold standard in Republican primary politics. There is a dollar figure that can potentially muddle that.
Yeah.
It's more than $10 million. I mean, it is that valuable for Republican candidates to have. I think it is not a nail in the coffin for other candidates, but it's pretty close. And I think Donald Trump's track record and endorsement record across the country speaks for itself. I mean, I think he's like 302 or 3. Now that being said, some of his endorsements here in Georgia have not panned out, but that was a little bit different dynamic, right? He endorsed someone running against Brian Kemp when Brian Kemp was clearly a very powerful and very well-liked incumbent Republican governor. Brian Kemp's not on the ballot this time. And so that dynamic, I think, is going to be really, really interesting to watch.
And I think with the endorsement mistakes that the president's made in Georgia, I'm leaning toward he's just going to wait and see before he throws his stamp of approval on someone, just so, because he doesn't want another. It's not, it's apples and oranges, but a Herschel Walker situation, a David Perdue situation, I don't think he didn't enjoy those.
No. And I think from the White House and D.C., everybody in Georgia, the governor, Republicans have to win this seat. They cannot fumble another chance at defeating one of these two. We have two Democrat U.S. senators in the state of Georgia. Every other constitutional officer is a Republican. We have majorities in the General Assembly. So this is going to be a huge pickup opportunity. I think Republicans in D.C. and across Georgia understand we've got to get it right. We've got to get a winner. And I think the president is going to be keenly aware of that.
As my Uncle Herschel once told me, candidates matter.
Candidates
do matter. All right, Dentons.com. That is the outfit. No change of the logo for Dentons.
No change. We're sticking with the original.
Right,
OG.
very good. Political analyst Stephen Lawson. Always great to see you, my friend. Reminder, before we check traffic, it's the 10K. No, I doubled it. It's the 5K day bonus blitz, not 10K. 5K day bonus blitz. Your 10 a.m. keyword is charge, CHARGE, charge. Enter the keyword charge in the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com. You have until 10:30 to enter keyword, win $1,000. Keyword is charge. Most importantly, don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you do not recognize, pick it up. Could be us telling you won $1,000. The keyword is charge. Let's charge straight ahead to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Good morning, Smiler Mark McKay.
Good morning, Mark. Very slow ride between Stockbridge and McDonough. We know why. Left lane crash we see on the Jam Cam I-75 southbound before Jonesboro Road exit 221. Again, the delays begin in Stockbridge and I-675. You always have Highway 42. 23 is an option. Headed north into the city from the airport. A leftover slowing on the connector. Not bad, though. 75-85 northbound. Let's call it a tap of the brakes. University Avenue, exit 244 up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. Sluggish on the southbound side of the connector, 17th Street past Georgia Tech. This report sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
Why do you always go after the game show host of The Price is Right?
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Don't tell me how to handle my life.
Eric Von Hessler.
Or anyone else.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Expect more during the Golden Opportunity Sales event at Butler Lexus South Atlanta, where exceptional service and luxury meet. But act fast. These offers end September 2nd. Visit them now or call 1-800-NEW-LEXUS today.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a
trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's best choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwind.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's best choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Breathe easier with Zerorez air duct cleaning. Trust Zerorez to get your ducts insanely clean. Mention WSB Radio to get $75 off your next cleaning. Use promo code AIR75 when scheduling online at ZerorezAtlanta.com.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-200-1966. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-200-1966 or biglou.com.
Your friends at Steel Horse Law are motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. They've mastered safely riding our Georgia roads, and they've mastered the unexpected twists and turns of Georgia law. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. With all the changes in Georgia law, you need the most experienced local motorcycle injury law firm to protect your rights. You can trust them on the road and in the courtroom. Get a free case evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
No matter what kind of blues you're playing, the reason for the music is to soothe.
Might not recognize it, but that's the voice of blues guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan. Passed away on this day 35 years ago when he and 4 others died when a helicopter riding crashed into a Wisconsin ski slope. Vaughan had played a concert in Milwaukee the night before. No confirmation whether Deborah was at that concert or not. You got 2.5 minutes to enter the 5K Day Bonus Blitz keyword. It's CHARGE, C-H-A-R-G-E, CHARGE. And don't forget, you get a call after 10:30. Answer it. You could win $1,000 here on WSB.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they could sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Happening right now in Carroll County. It's day 2 of jury deliberations. They're underway at the trial of that former state trooper A.J. Scott. He admitted on the stand that he was going 90 miles an hour when he crashed with a carload of teenagers, killing 2 of them. Dylan Wall was driving the Nissan Sentra that was involved in that crash. He suffered a brain injury and memory loss. He describes how it's been for him.
It's been rough. Just people just victim blaming me. And the lies that Pilgrim has been saying. And there's nothing I can do but just have to live through it and listen to it.
Now, Scott stood trial for the first time in May of 2019, but that trial ended in a mistrial while the jury was deliberating after defense attorneys found that prosecutors failed to disclose evidence. So again, the jury deliberating day 2. Check back for updates. WSB's Veronica Waters is covering that trial. Sunny skies today and nice again. Afternoon highs around 83. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. 1 person has been killed, 6 more injured when a gunman opened fire while standing on a sidewalk across from a high school in Minneapolis this morning. The Minnesota governor saying that he has confirmed a shooting has happened at the school. He calls it a horrific act of violence. Happening now, an emergency court hearing is underway after Fulton County's Board of Commissioners did not comply with the judge's order to seat 2 Republican nominees to the county election board. They are Jason Frazier and Julie Adams. Judge David Emerson earlier this month had ruled that the county had to appoint the 2 Republican nominees. They had rejected to the Fulton County Registration and Elections Board. A hearing underway right now in Fulton County Superior Court. The city of Brookhaven about to see more drones on the streets there.
City council members unanimously approve a new partnership that will expand Brookhaven's drone first responder program. The current program only operates in 2 of the city's 4 zones, but Captain Abram Ayana tells council members that this new partnership will increase that reach to all 4 zones.
We'll be able to respond to 80% of calls within these circles within 90 seconds, having 24/7 drone availability. So in the middle of the night, someone's seen pulling on door handles, we have a drone available.
The captain says this will also save the city about $160,000 in next year's budget. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
All right, Grady this morning announcing the launch of a new life-saving state-of-the-art air ambulance. The helicopter will provide intensive care unit level treatments while en route to the hospital. Grady says this service will be available 24/7 across Metro Atlanta. A new study this morning shows the benefits of using new AI technology to help manage type 2 diabetes. Dr. Kevin Pantalone led the research at Cleveland Clinic.
It was very surprising to see the extent of the de-intensification of therapy in patients that were in the clinical trial and the intervention group, specifically with some of the more newer and modern therapies.
And he says the technology is linked to an app on a cell phone. It tracks in real time somebody's blood sugar, weight, blood pressure, and physical activity. And based off of that information, this app will recommend food choices for you and exercise. The study shows most who use the technology after a year were able to reach better numbers and to lose weight. You remember these ads?
I've never seen a cigarette.
Yeah, the CDC's tips from former smokers ad campaign set to stop at the end of September. It's because of the Trump administration's budget cuts. There has been a significant decline in smoking over the past few years. It's estimated now that just over 11% of adults here in the U.S. currently smoke cigarettes. While the anti-smoking ads are going to be stopping, the 1-800-QUIT NOW line is still up and running. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 104 at 45,522. NASDAQ NASDAQ and the S&P also in positive territory. Let's get a check of your roads. For that, we turn now to Smiling Mark McKay.
Thanks, Sabrina. Out of Stockbridge this morning, a bumper-to-bumper battle trying to get down to McDonough. We'll start to see improvement. Crash that lingered in a left lane has just cleared, so all lanes back open. I-75 southbound before Jonesboro Road, exit 221. Leftover delays on the perimeter highway on the east side, 285 northbound. You'll hit the brakes just above Memorial Drive up through Tucker and breaking free around I-85. The 85 slowing still in place out of Duluth and Norcross. Improving, though, the crowd is greatest 85 southbound approaching Pleasant Hill Road. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, high 83. Clouds rolling in for tonight, lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers, high 81. Scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms on Friday, high 78.
It is 70 degrees in Kennesaw, 72 in Conyers and Johns Creek. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Where you going is a given. How you're getting there?
Well, that's the question.
We will start to see some delays if they shut that ramp down on 285 East.
Before you hit the navigation
You're
app.
going to be slowing right around Hudson Bridge Road. Listen to the people you can trust.
And really slow out of Ackworth into Emerson.
Updated traffic as often as you need it every time you listen.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
More experience, more reliable, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Coming up next, we're going to update our top local stories, plus what a marketing expert thinks went wrong with the Cracker Barrel logo. We'll update that big story in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Whether you're driving your European car for sport or luxury, you need to get to know Wolf Pen Auto Repair in Roswell. This is Scott Slade. Even if your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz just needs an oil change, you'll get factory-trained, certified technicians who love European cars as much as you love yours without sky-high dealer pricing. Wolf Pen customers constantly come away saying, "This is how it should be." To get to know you better, for a limited time, mention you heard about Wolf Pen on the radio and get a free second opinion on repairs. Just search Wolf Pen to get started.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. The guaranteed offer for Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. Skip the hassle of costly repairs and sell your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up, because it comes with
any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go!
That's any breakfast sandwich.
Plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah!
QT.
More than a gas station.
10:37 on this absolutely gorgeous Wednesday morning. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Continuous updates of our top local stories. We are going to go back to the White House, get an update on what President's plans are moving forward with National Guard in other big cities around the United States of America. I want to continue our coverage, though, of this Cracker Barrel story that really just took over the news cycle for the last 6 to 7 days. Joining us now, CEO of marketing outfit Creation. It's Mark Pettit. Mark, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, Mark. I love your show. Love 95.5.
Oh, excellent. I appreciate that. All right. So, I mean, this is your wheelhouse, brother. You're in brand management and marketing. Let's go back to the beginning. Your initial reaction when Cracker Barrel's like, hey, we're getting rid of the old logo.
Well, Mark, I've been working with companies for more than 25 years, and I can tell you that rebranding is one of the most difficult things they will ever go through. It's about two things, identity and emotion, and so much can go wrong. So what happened, I think Cracker Barrel made two big mistakes. They underestimated the value of nostalgia and what that brand meant to people. I grew up in Calhoun, Georgia, shout out. And, it was fun going to Cracker Barrel, to smell that fire, to play the games, the hokey interior. We loved it, right? That was a family thing. So that was mistake number one. Second, I think they inadvertently maybe alienated their current customer by implying that this new branding was going to help them attract a younger, more diverse audience. And then it all hit the fan, of course, when they got caught up into the political firestorm and the war on wokeness. So it was just a perfect storm of disaster.
Now, the quick reversal, I think it was pretty quick that they were like, oh, sorry, our bad. We're going back to the old logo. Was it a fast enough change of course to get those loyal fans to come back?
Well, I think they went too far, Mark. I wrote about this on LinkedIn and my social this past week. I think they should have said, hey, we heard you loud and clear. We're going to go back into the laboratory here and give this another shot. I would have come out with a revised branding that incorporated the barrel, cool aspects of the barrel. Or I would have added on the other side where you see Herschel to the left, maybe a younger male and female to indicate that this is a generational experience. So I think actually they've gone back too far and made a second mistake.
Interesting. Mark Pettit, CEO of Creation, joining us live on the Mark Arum Show, talking about the Cracker Barrel logo controversy. This was a $700 million makeover. We heard from the CEO that the rebranding, the interiors are going to change, the logo changed. That's too big to be done in-house by their marketing team, right? They had to have hired an outside firm to at least get the ball rolling on this.
They should have hired Creation, Mark, first of all.
Yeah, obviously.
I hope they had outside counsel or an agency, and the agency should be fired now. But you can't do this internally. You need an objective third party like an agency to help you gauge sentiment. And something that really was another problem is they did not explain the why. They didn't tell the customer and the audience why they were doing this. That is so important. I presented hundreds of logos over the last 25 years. I've never presented a single logo without a story, without a rationale, right? So I think that they did this sort of in a vacuum and didn't engage the customer and their emotions in this whole process. And that was a huge misstep.
Yeah, we didn't hear the why. And now from where I'm sitting, the why is it's Cracker Barrel, right? They've been around since the mid-'60s. Their patrons are aging, right? They want to attract a younger crowd. It's a very tough business to be in right now, the fast casual business. That is one of the first things that folks cut out of their budget when they're trying to watch what they spend is, all right, we're going to go out a little less. Instead of going to Cracker Barrel every Sunday after church, we're going to go every other Sunday. And it's a tough industry to be in right now. Food costs are rising, inflation's up, and they're struggling like a lot of the other fast casuals. I think that's the why, but they needed to explain that, to your point. They needed to tell the customers why they're doing this big rebranding.
Exactly. And I think the wounds may be deeper, Mark. I think the food quality, service, those are two things that people responded when I commented on this case of what that meant. I want to give you just on a much smaller scale. During the same time period, we rebranded Creation, our own agency, after 25 years, gave up the stylized X that was in our name. It was on everything from backpacks for new employees to our computers, to candy, to wine for clients at Christmas. But when Twitter became X, it changed everything. And our symbol started to mean something that we weren't. So I made the decision to retire the X. And that was hard for us because it was in our DNA. But I didn't do it overnight. I talked to our customers. I talked to our team members. And I said, hey, we're going to be evolving into this new AI era. And this is our chance to retire the X and introduce the Spark. So if you go follow me on social, you'll see that over the last week, I rolled out this story. I told people why we were doing this. I introduced our new icon, then the new brand identity. And Mark, the response was overwhelmingly positive because I told people the why.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now, by the way, folks. It's CREAXION.com. What's new? Why now? You explained the change in the logo. Now, logo changes, they happen, right? I mentioned earlier, Coca-Cola has gone through more than a dozen logos in their storied history. WSB Radio, we've had more than a dozen different logos, and we've got a very loyal base. Coke obviously has a very loyal base. It's just how you let the consumer know of why you're doing this logo change.
Absolutely. And it's the shingle above the door, Mark. It's more than a logo. WSB is a brand that people trust, they love, they've grown up with. So you can't just throw that out the door. But a new logo is not going to destroy that. If they take all the talent off the air that people have loved, that's when it becomes a problem, right? So it's a dangerous, difficult process. It's so subjective. People don't like certain colors. So you have to be very thoughtful. I don't advise rebranding unless you have a reason, like we did. We were pivoting to become an AI-powered brand innovation agency. So the time was right for us. For Cracker Barrel, they should have just brought the customer along, had them as part of the dialogue, and I think this would have gone much smoother. And I don't think it's over. I think the CEO may be out sooner than later because of this.
Yeah, I mean it's over $3.5 billion in revenue, 660 locations nationwide. I'm gonna brand myself as the hash brown casserole of the WSB Radio.
let me ask
lineup.
you this: could you imagine Waffle House rebranding without talking to smiling Mark McKay? It would not happen.
Probably not. Let me end with this, Mark, because I mean there's there are I want to say egg on the face of the CEO of Cracker Barrel, but let's say it's biscuits and gravy on the face because that's one of the more popular items. There are probably companies out there that are in the midst of a rebranding and about to launch a new logo. How many companies are now pumping the brakes going, oh, you know what, let's hold off on a rebrand or
Absolutely.
A new logo?
And they should. I mean, but the lessons learned here, always share the story behind the rebrand, why it matters, protect your past while you're moving into the future. It's fairly simple. People understand you have to evolve. Hey, fans, we're introducing some new dishes. We're going to try some new things inside the restaurant, but the core is not going to change. The nostalgia, the love you have for our brand and our food and our people is not going to change. It's just a huge debacle.
Yeah, good and a good lesson for all the up and coming marketers and branders out there. Mark Pettit, Creation. Mark, fantastic insight. Thank you so much for your time. Folks want to follow Creation on social media, websites. Where can we find you?
You can find us at Creation, CREAXION.com. Follow me on LinkedIn. I talk about branding, PR, my acting and writing. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. So follow along. And if you need a rebrand, we're the people to call.
If you can, take a look at the Mark Arum Show logo. Let me know if I need a rebrand.
I'm going to come in. We'll bring in some breakfast and talk about it. Okay?
I love it. All right. Mark Pettit of Creation, brand expert, marketing expert here in the Metro Atlanta area. Good stuff as always. All right. He just got a shout out from Mark Pettit of Creation and his brand loyalty to Waffle House. I think I used to be more brand loyal to Waffle House Smiling, but now I think you've taken the crown.
We try to get there, but it's when we can.
Yeah.
And yes, we do love it. Maybe Colonnade, that's where our brand loyalty has gone, hasn't it? Mark's a good man. Mark times 3 this morning at 10:47. I love it. Hey, down in Stockbridge, we've been watching a slow zone, Mark. I-75 southbound leaving Highway 138. That's still a bit slow. The crash at Jonesboro Road exit 221 has cleared. That left lane crash really kept it slow, rolling toward McDonough. Still seeing slow traffic into downtown from Buckhead. 400 is slow approaching Sidney Marcus Boulevard. You're going to be on and off the brakes past Georgia Tech. Northbound easing up on the connector quite nicely. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right,
Thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words. 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh, my word.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Reach-in closets, walk-in closets, pantry spaces, garages. With a custom spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. All your stuff neatly organized and designed to stay that way. Call the Closet Bomb Squad, Artisan Custom Closets. They'll diffuse your clutter and make it safe to enter your closet again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Attention, gentlemen, are you dealing with one or more of the following problems? Receding hairline, thinning hair, bald spot. If I'm describing what's going on the top of your head, I want you to take note and take advantage of the special offer summer savings event from my friends at Advanced Hair. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. Yeah, they got you covered. Bald spot, receding hairline, thinning hair. It's nothing compared to Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE hair restoration. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. It's Advanced Hair summer sales event on for limited time. I want you to get the details and schedule your free consultation today. It's simple. Just call 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results with Advanced Hair. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. And make sure you check out the incredible before and after pictures online at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Two houses, same neighborhood, nearly identical. But one had an orchard sign and it sold for way more. So what happened? Well, the first homeowner used a traditional agent. And after weeks of sitting on the market, price drops, and mounting frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard. Their local orchard agent didn't just list the home, they knew how to market it properly. They knew which upgrades would attract serious buyers, brought in pros to handle the prep, and positioned the home to sell for top dollar. And thanks to Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that homeowner moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No showings, no disruptions, no living in limbo. That's the difference. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard. Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied. It's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restaurants, nightlife and shops in La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Ah, bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Today I'm directing NASA to begin a search and to choose as the first citizen passenger in the history of our space program, one of America's finest, a teacher.
41 years ago today on WSB Radio, you heard President Reagan announce the start of a program to put ordinary Americans aboard the space shuttle. The teacher was Christa McAuliffe, who sadly would die 17 months later in the Challenger explosion. While we're in space, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. The SpaceX Starship, the most powerful rocket in the world, lifted off on a successful test flight last night after 3 other flights failed earlier this year. NASA hired SpaceX to build a lunar lander version of a Starship to carry astronauts to the moon. Despite last night's success, there's rising concern that China will get there first. Our buddy Mark Strassman from CBS has more on the countdown to the next moon mission.
Doug Cook spent 38 years at NASA, at one point overseeing all human exploration for the agency.
My concerns have to do with how complicated the mission architecture is.
To reach the moon, Starship will need to top off at an orbiting gas station, and that will require rapidly launching 10 or more tanker ships to deliver propellant. In-space refueling at this scale has never been tried before.
Longoria, will this be the first time that man lands on the moon?
For sure.
All right, back to a local story. I'm not going to lie. I've loved in the past the Dogwood Festival. Deborah, the legendary Dogwood Festival at Piedmont Park might be going away forever, ever.
Yeah, Dogwood Festival looks like they're in trouble. So it's been a free festival for years. It happens every April in Piedmont Park. It was actually the very first festival that I went to when I moved to Atlanta. Well, it's been struggling ever since COVID, right? COVID kind of just upended everything. So they're asking for $250,000 in donations or corporate sponsors just to be able to keep the festival going this year. They need that by November 1st. Otherwise, they're going to have to, not hold it for next spring. So they're also considering making a lot of changes. Like, it's been free, but if they can't make enough money or they just scrape by this year, in the future it might be a ticketed event.
Yeah, it's a great festival. I'd hate to see it to go. My knee-jerk reaction is, hey, it's survival of the fittest. Only the fit survive. If you can't survive, then that's just, it's a shame, but you're going to have to go away. But I think the big problem is the loss of corporate sponsors, right? Companies are cutting back on what they're doing and what they're donating to. I will go on the record and say for $500, we'll be a sponsor. The Mark Arum Show will be a sponsor of the next Dogwood Festival. So now they only need $249,500 to make up. Right? I mean, I'll do my part. Or $5 a head. I mean, that was worth it, right? I'd pay $5 to go to the Dogwood Festival. It's a shame, but listen, it's the way of the world right now. Do what you can. Charge the vendors more, perhaps. Take a larger cut. Expand the number of vendors available. There are ways around this, but obviously a plea from the Dogwood Festival to say, hey, we're going away. Please help us. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, I did not see this coming. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick suggested the U.S. might take ownership stakes in some defense contractors. What? We'll check in with Bloomberg News live on this developing story. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
You've thought about assisted living for your parents, but maybe the right answer is renovating your home and having mom or dad move in. I'm Richard, Chief Architect at Sketch House, where we create custom architectural drawings for homeowners looking to remodel. Why get drawings first? You'll know what's possible. You'll be able to get pricing and compare builders apples to apples, and builders love drawings. You'll get bumped to the top of their list with drawings in hand. Let Sketch House help you make a decision about your aging parents at a fixed price. Visit sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, HAUS.com.
Did you know that 30% of all heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death? Virtual Imaging is offering a $49 heart scan. Take advantage of this offer now by visiting virtualimagingatl.com.
Waiting on insurance to help you through your car accident claim? The longer you wait, the more you may suffer. The aggressive attorneys at Cantor and Pentaluga are ready to fight for your rights. Call 1-800-411-PAIN today.
Law offices of Cantor and Pentaluga, 201 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Georgia Power is here for you with quick tips to help you save on your bill this summer. Change your HVAC filter and check vents for flow. Set your thermostat at 78 for max efficiency, but every degree closer helps. Because summer savings mean more to spend on what really matters. Visit georgiapower.com for more energy-saving tips.
Hey homeowners, it's Eric Erickson here. Do your windows and doors stick? Are you noticing cracks in the drywall or the brickwork? You might have a big problem. Serious issues need the serious experts at Engineered Solutions of Georgia. Their skills are unmatched, as are their foundation solutions. When these guys repair a problem, it's the last time you'll have to worry about it. Done once, done right. Start today with a free inspection. Go to ESOGrepair.com. That's ESOGrepair.com.
Dial 678 ESOG now.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. We do have breaking news this hour. There's been a shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis.
CBS News special report. At least 14 people have been injured in a mass shooting in Minneapolis. WCCO reporter Caroline Cummings is outside Annunciation Catholic School.
What I'm seeing is an active police scene outside of the school, and I've seen 2 children leave with bandages on their arm.
The students were attending mass when Minneapolis police say a gunman dressed in all black and armed with a rifle opened fire. The gunman apparently took his own life.
I have seen police go in and out of the school here, again at the entrance at West 54th and Garfield Avenue. At least a dozen ambulances blocking off the entire road.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz posted on X he's praying for the kids and teachers, quote, whose first week of school was marred by this horrific act of violence, end quote. Again, at least 14 people have been wounded in a shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. The gunman apparently taking his own life. CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
All right, so your weather here today, sunny skies and nice again. Afternoon highs around 83. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. Amid an ongoing fight over Republican appointees to the Fulton County Election Board, Senior Superior Court Judge David Emerson has called an emergency hearing. Fulton County commissioners face a possible contempt citation after they defied a judge's order requiring them to appoint 2 Republican nominees to the county election board. Check back for updates. We will let you know what happens there. Americans are having fewer babies, new births declining here in the United States, and death rates are rising. New data from the Atlanta-based CDC showing from 2010 to 2023, the number of births dropped 10%. The data also showing deaths rose 25% during that same period, but those rates were greatly impacted by the pandemic. The aging U.S. population is also contributing to the rising death rates. Check your pantry. There's a warning about some classic snack cakes today.
Chocolatey Devil's Food Cake, full of creamy filling.
Hostess is recalling some of its ding-dongs because they may be contaminated with mold, and that could make you sick. The affected batches were sold nationwide and include single-serve and family packs. They have a best-by date of August 30th through September 3rd. You should not eat them. You can toss them out or take them back for a refund. Have you noticed a lot of bugs here in the metro area this year? Well, Atlanta is named the 4th buggiest city in the nation by the home service website Thumbtack. The rankings are based on the number of consumers requesting pest control services. Austin, Texas comes in at number 1 for bugs, followed by Dallas and then Washington, D.C. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's currently up 111 at 45,529. NASDAQ and S&P are also in the green. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams. He has a look at our roads.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Right now, watching a little bit of volume through the heart of the city. 75-85 southbound, starting in Midtown from 17th Street, trying to make that trek down to North Avenue. On and off the brakes northbound as well from University Avenue up past Peachtree Pine Street. And some brake lights in the work zone, 285 northbound, the outer loop into cab between Flat Shoals Road and Glenwood Road, exit 44. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, high 83. Clouds rolling in for tonight, lows in the low 60s. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with an isolated rain shower, high 87. Scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms on Friday, high 78.
Right now it is 73 degrees in Roswell, Holly Springs, and Lilburn. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this free weather Wednesday. Absolutely gorgeous outside. Roll down the windows and enjoy the last hour of the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in 30 minutes, Deborah's got an amazing prize pack to give away. And in about 1 hour, I'd say 1 hour and 2 minutes exactly, I will give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus splits. Another chance for you to win $1,000 just for listening to 95.5 WSB. Part of my daily show prep is to scour all of our incredible news resources here at WSB Radio. And this headline from Bloomberg News this morning, I did not see this coming. The headline is Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick suggested the U.S. might take ownership stakes in some defense contractors. Joining us live covering the story for Bloomberg News, Nick Wadhams. Nick, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get to the market reaction to this, is this similar to what the president did with Intel, grabbing a 10% stake in the Intel company for the United States?
Yeah, there are definitely similarities. I mean, I think, we didn't hear a lot of detail from Howard Lutnick about what the administration has in mind, but what you do see is this broader pattern of the Trump administration being eager, seeing it as an important strategy for them to essentially take stakes in these companies where they believe either the company may need rescuing or the U.S. has material benefit to gain from it. So, they're sort of smashing through a wall that had previously stood for a long time where past administrations had not really wanted to get involved with the private sector. But essentially what Howard Lutnick is saying is all of this stuff you've heard from the administration about the desire to do that. We're looking to broaden that out beyond tech companies, possibly to include the entire defense sector. Now,
the critics of what the president did with Intel were claiming, well, this is socialism. Apparently, those retorts didn't land very well with the administration if they're thinking about expanding this program.
Right. I mean, and Howard Lutnick was asked about that. The president was as well at that cabinet meeting yesterday, and said, no, this isn't socialism. Lockheed Martin, a company he referenced, does the majority of its business with the U.S. government, and he said, we should basically have a piece of that company if they're already doing so much business with the U.S. government. Now, should say, there are a lot of questions around the legality of that move and what that would mean for competition. If you're bidding for the next generation fighter jet from the U.S. government and you're going up against a company that the government has a stake in, can they decide on that contract in a fair and impartial way? A lot of questions around that, and that's sort of what you see analysts and industry folks trying to sort through right now.
Nick Wadhams from Bloomberg News joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. What you might not know the answer to this, Nick, but what's the likelihood this actually comes to fruition?
Well, it's a great question because obviously for this to happen, you would need buy-in from Lockheed. I mean, when you look at Intel, that was the result of a conversation between President Trump and the CEO of Intel. When you look at the NVIDIA case, that was where NVIDIA basically said it would send the U.S. government about 15% of the revenue from its sales of some microchips to China. That was a mutual agreement. So what if Lockheed says, no, we don't need to do that? I mean, the company has had a little bit of trouble in the last quarter financially, but they are in sound financial health. They're a publicly traded company. The stock is doing pretty well. They may just say we have no interest, and then you get to a question of, well, does the government try to force their hand, or do they just say, okay, we'll go looking for a more willing partner down the line?
Just playing devil's advocate here, Nick. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm going to ask this question. I'm not endorsing that. I'm just bringing up possible hurdles for this. That for folks that President Trump was elected on, no more foreign wars, et cetera. If the United States has a vested interest in defense contractors, would that provide more incentive for the United States to get involved in more global conflicts?
Well, that's a very big question that past U.S. presidents and a lot of others have raised. With the defense industry having so much power and so being such a huge part of the U.S. economy. If you're making a hammer, as the expression goes, everything looks like a nail. So that is the question. I mean, on the flip side, you do have the issue of the U.S. has it has a lot of trouble developing and making certain types of modern weapons. Also, is really struggling to keep up with munitions and Patriot missiles and all sorts of other things. So there's a lot of backlog. But certainly it's a very complicated question, and we are really just trying to sort through what were sort of offhand remarks from Howard Lutnick to try to get a sense for whether there's a strategy that's underway here, or if this was just something he's sort of spinning from the top of his head.
Yeah, I mean, I was stunned when I saw that headline. Final quick question for you, Nick. Obviously covering the markets for Bloomberg, how has that sector reacted to the off-the-cuff comments from Lutnick?
Well, that was sort of the most interesting thing about this, because when it came out, you had a lot of analysts saying, what the heck, what does this mean for competition? We have no idea where this is going. But then actually Lockheed stock popped a little bit, and the broader defense sector also went up a tiny bit. Not a ton, but, you did see a noticeable appreciation in some of those sector stocks. So it seems like the market at least is regarding this somewhat favorably. So still trying to sort through that element of it as well.
Yeah, I should mention Lockheed, a big employer here in the metro Atlanta area. Nick Wadhams, Bloomberg News, U.S. National Security Team Leader. Nick, fantastic stuff. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.
There you go. All right, so Intel first, now defense contractors. Crazy situation. We are following breaking news out of Minneapolis. Authorities say a shooting's erupted during the first week of classes at a Minneapolis Catholic school. Governor Tim Walz said on a social media post that he's been briefed on a shooting at the Annunciation Catholic School. WCCO's Taylor Rivera is on the scene.
I also heard from nearby parents that the shooter did take his own life, and they're being told there's no active threat to the public at this time. No word on how many people were injured here, but it's certainly shaken the people who live in the area, who say it's usually quiet and safe. No word if this shooting is related to the 3 others in the city in the last 24 hours, as we wait to get more information.
All right, so that was a reporter on the scene. The shooter is, in fact, dead. President Trump on social media just released a statement. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation. Please join me in praying for everyone involved. Breaking a school shooting, goodness gracious. Catholic school, Minneapolis, first week of school for them. The shooter is dead, according to sources. Let's go to Elena Treen at the White House right now for the latest on this developing situation.
FBI Director Kash Patel, Attorney General Pam Bondi had said that federal agents are on the scene of this horrific shooting and said that her prayers are with everyone involved in this tragedy. Our team will provide updates as we receive them. Similarly, hearing from Kash Patel that FBI agents are on the scene and that they ask everyone to keep potential victims, civilians, and law enforcement in harm's way in their prayers. All to say, very little information right now, but we do know that the president has been briefed on this. He is going to be continuing to get updates today throughout, standing by to see if he has another statement soon on this. But I imagine they will be kind of in the Situation Room and getting more of this as all of this unfolds.
Elena Treen live at the White House right now. We are getting word that there will be a press conference around 11:30. Again, if you're just joining us, breaking news, a school shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Don't know as far as injuries or deaths, but we do know the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We will carry that press conference live, scheduled for around 11:30 this morning. Just an awful start to the school year. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says he's been briefed on it. He posted on X saying, quote, "I'm praying for our kids and teachers whose first week of school was marred by violence, by this horrific act of violence." Authorities are in the scene. City of Minneapolis said the shooter had been contained. No active threat to the community. Again, this is still developing. Press conference scheduled at 10:30 a.m. We will bring it to you live. Ironically, Deborah, that we had a school shooting hoax here in Georgia, and I saw one in Virginia. It's like a doxing, a swatting situation. What exactly went down with this school shooting hoax here in Georgia?
All right, so police responded to a potential shooter. They got calls saying something was happening at Central Georgia Technical College, and that's at the campus that they have in Macon. So they responded, and they had a shelter in place, and this was right around 2:30 yesterday or Monday, but nothing was happening. It seems this was a hoax, and this trend has been happening at a lot of colleges. So Arkansas, Colorado at Boulder, University of Iowa State, Kansas State, New Hampshire, Arizona, Villanova, Tennessee, South Carolina, they've all had similar incidents these past couple weeks. It seems to be a trend that started on TikTok about swatting, how it ended up at universities and stuff. Like, I'm not sure the trend, but that's where they were saying is it first started off on TikTok. So the FBI is investigating like where these calls are coming from, because clearly you can track cell phones and everything. So I don't know what they're getting out of this hoax. Now you have an actual school shooting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, the authorities in Minneapolis think, oh, this is just another one of these hoaxes that we've seen in the last 2 weeks. Did they take it serious or not? Was it the boy who cried wolf? And obviously this was a real school shooting. That's just horrific. This is, let's go to KSTP reporter Bailey Hurley near the scene of the shooting in Minneapolis minutes ago.
The thing that I really just can't paint the picture of is these parents with the looks on their faces as they are, running up this hill.
We understand.
Hoping that they're going to find their babies.
Wow. Goodness gracious. We've heard from an aunt of one of the students at this school shooting reacting to what's going on right now at this Catholic school in Minneapolis.
It's so awful and it's so scary, and I just am really proud of my husband and my brother-in-law for just running into the danger, and I just pray for the community. Yeah,
so that's an aunt of a student. Her husband and brother-in-law, who are first responders, immediately went to the school. Goodness gracious. All right, well, let's take a break here. I want to try to get some more information, more eyewitness accounts. But again, we're following breaking news out of Minneapolis, a school shooting at a Catholic school. The only confirmed fatality we know of right now is the shooter. That's it. Obviously, the details are still not confirmed yet, but there will be a press conference around 11:30 by the authorities in Minneapolis, and we will carry that live here on WSB. Right now, though, let's go to the traffic center, check the latest on this Wednesday morning commute with Smile and Mark McKay.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Right now, we are looking at a slow zone in DeKalb County. Found out what it is. You're on the brakes, I should say. 285 east and northbound, the outer loop from Flat Shoals there in DeKalb, getting up to Glenwood Road, exit 4. DOT says it's emergency right lane road work on 285 northbound, leaving I-20. That's the reason for that slow zone. Crash off to the right in Cobb County, adjacent to Truist Park, 75 southbound at I-285. You're seeing a bit of a slow zone there back up toward Windy Hill Road. This report brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
That's awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That's amazing.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Man's best friend, loyal, trustworthy, dependable. Aw, that's Rufus, the bulldog, the chief barking officer for Findlay Roofing. The Roof guys. Dave Baker here. For over 30 years, Findlay Roofing's been your roof's best friend. Loyal with a lifetime warranty, trustworthy with upfront pricing, and dependable with the highest quality work. When it comes to your roof, think of Rufus and Findlay first. 0% financing available. FindlayRoofing.com.
Hi, this is Blake Cooper with Cooper Piano, and you know who we are. The building is sold and we're closing. This is the biggest piano sale in our history, and everything must go. If you've ever thought about buying a piano, now's the time. Cooper Piano off the I-85 Access Road South. Details online at cooperpiano.com.
Are you 40 years old in great health and want life insurance coverage with no exam and instant coverage options? Big Lou can do that. Are you 50 to 60 with health issues and still want life insurance coverage with no exam needed? Big Lou can do that. Are you on meds for anxiety, sleep apnea, diabetes, or other health glitches and just want the best rate possible without a lot of hassles? Big Lou can do that. To find the most affordable term life coverage options for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Big Lou does term life insurance better than anyone else on the radio, and he may be able to get you $1 million to $4 million of term life coverage with no exam. For the best term life insurance deals in America, call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966. Remember, Big Lou is like you. Once a week, he can do that too. Call 800-200-1966 or visit biglou.com.
Hey guys, you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Well, get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. It's Mark Aaron back with you. Check this out. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and free consultations, call 470-660-HAIR or online at advancedhair.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's Best Choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwind.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Skip the hassle of constantly cleaning and costly repairs and sell your home completely stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Find out what the guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com and you can start packing.
11:21, following breaking news at a Minneapolis school shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The name of the school is the Annunciation Catholic School. Their website is being slammed right now, Deborah. I'm trying to get more information, but apparently this is sad. It's a pre-K through 8th grade school. Yeah. That's how young the students are. One hospital in the area says it's treating 5 children after the shooting at the Catholic school. We do know that the alleged gunman is dead via self-inflicted gunshot wound. We don't know if the gunman was a student, a parent, or an adult. We don't know anything. But obviously a horrific story there up in Minneapolis. They're going to have a press conference around 11:30 a.m. We will bring that to you live here on 95.5 WSB. Again, if you're just joining us, police in Minneapolis, Minnesota, on scene of a school shooting at the Annunciation Catholic School. We've heard from President Trump on Truth Social, and Governor Tim Walz, the Minnesota governor, said that he is praying for our kids and teachers whose first week of school was marred by this horrific act of violence. Any new information, we will bring it to you throughout the day here. And again, the press conference, we will bring it to you live around 11:30 a.m. Still a developing situation. Seeing video now of the parents taking their kids through the playground off there. Heard that one reporter on the scene, basically crying, reacting to what she was seeing about the parents, seeing the parents hug their kids right now. Again, there's no active threat, but we don't know the number of people that were hurt. Again, five kids being treated at a local Minneapolis hospital. Just an awful, awful story there. Deborah, while we try to get more information, this might be the biggest drug bust I've ever heard of, and that includes the Narcos series that you and I love so much. Like, how this happened, not in Georgia, by the way, but to our friends to the south in Florida, shockingly. How big was this drug bust?
Okay, sorry, let me scroll up here.
Yeah,
the
no
U.S.
problem.
Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard seized approximately 61,000 pounds of cocaine, another 14,000 pounds of marijuana down near Fort Lauderdale, and they claim it's enough cocaine to kill 23 million people, or the entire population of the state of Florida. The drug value, about $473 million.
Well, $473 million. That means from Narcos, a number of people are going to lose their life for losing. Whoever's responsible for that bust, they're done. Give me the amount of drugs again, Deborah. Those are shocking numbers.
Okay, over 60,000 pounds of cocaine. And I know, right? And then another 14,000 pounds of marijuana.
That's nothing, right? 14,000, obviously it's not nothing, but 60,000 pounds of cocaine. Like, Tony Montana's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of cocaine. Was this a big vessel, like a big cargo ship? Do we have any idea?
There's like pictures of, the packages, but I can't see where they pulled it out of that's posted here.
Narcos
it had to be.
season
Well,
9.
they kind of just floated around the water sometimes. I don't know.
That's, I didn't want to ask our official drug czar, Longoria, but 60,000 pounds of cocaine.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm surprised that there's still illegal marijuana being shipped into the country, to be honest with you. With the amount of
not
states.
legal in all states.
True, but the fact that it's legal in so many places and so many people, so many companies are now growing it here in the United States or importing it legally. I think you can import it legally if you're...
the tariffs.
Yeah, what's the pot tariff? That's how you lose an election. Yeah. President Trump's like, all right, it's 400% tariff on pot. You're gonna lose a lot of votes there, Prez. But that's a shocking amount of cocaine, 60,000. But good job to the I guess the Drug Enforcement Agency down in Florida. Coast Guard, yeah, even better. All right, we talked about the Cracker Barrel rebranding. This is a rebranding that isn't garnering headlines, but those boots with fur are getting a new name.
The owner of the UGG Boots Company has announced that they're changing their name, but not because they want to.
We're officially dropping those three little letters.
UGG will now be known as since 74, the year the Australian company was founded. They've been in a legal battle with an American outdoors company called Deckers, which holds the trademark for the letters UGG, and Deckers won. UGG is actually just a generic term for sheepskin boots. The UGG company will keep their name in Australia, but they have to change it for the rest of the world. Jen Clark, CBS News.
Man, Jen was passionate about that story. Jen Clark. Anyway, Uggs are going away. The boots, just the name. Boots with the fur. Anyway, so Uggs not getting. I would imagine they have to change. It's not like Cracker Barrel. They're like, we're going to change our logo. Uggs has to change. All right. Still following this breaking news in Minneapolis. Shooter at the Minneapolis Catholic School is dead. We'll continue to monitor that horrible breaking story. We are expecting a press conference any moment now from authorities in Minneapolis. We will carry it live here on 95.5 WSB.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they can sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Two similar homes for sale, same neighborhood, but the one with the Orchard sign sold for more. Why? Well, Orchard's local agents know what buyers want, make smart upgrades, and handle it all. Get your free home valuation at Orchard.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. We do have breaking news. At least 14 people injured in a school shooting in Minneapolis. We are now getting word of deaths. Authorities say the suspect is dead. Let's get more now from CBS.
CBS News special report. There's been a mass shooting at a K-8 school, a Catholic school in Minneapolis. Police say students were attending mass at the Church of the Annunciation School when a gunman dressed in all black fired a rifle. At least 14 people were injured. WCCO's Jennifer Mayerly.
The shooter died by suicide. We know that the shooter, Minneapolis police told us earlier that the shooter is contained, that there was no active threat anymore.
Some kids leaving the scene while wearing bandages. There's late word at least 2 people were killed. WCCO Radio Steve Simpson.
We are seeing a lot of what appear to be perhaps parents coming to perhaps find their children and take them home. Obviously, some of them are in a state of bewilderment, perhaps panic, as they're trying to get to that location.
The FBI and the ATF are at the scene. President Trump has been briefed and asked people to please join him in praying for everyone involved. Police plan to hold a briefing in just a few minutes. Again, at least 14 people injured in a shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
Yeah, and once again, we are expecting a briefing from Minneapolis any time now. We expect to hear from the mayor there, Jacob Fry. Once that briefing gets underway, we'll bring it to you live, so be sure and stay with us. Our weather here today, it's going to be beautiful. Sunny skies, dry, highs around 83 this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Jury deliberations underway right now for a second day at the trial of a former state trooper charged in a high-speed crash in Carroll County. It killed 2 teenagers. It happened a decade ago. WSB's Veronica Waters is following. Check back for updates on that. Georgia among 46 states getting a warning from the government about the content of sex education programs. A letter from the Department of Health and Human Services giving Georgia 60 days to fix the curriculum or risk losing more than $4.5 million in federal funding. At issue are parts of Georgia's sex education program that ask participants to state their pronouns and addresses gender identity diversity. The letter saying that the Biden administration was wrong to approve the material in the first place. Grady this morning announcing the launch of a new life-saving state-of-the-art air ambulance. The helicopter can provide intensive care unit level treatment while en route to the hospital. Grady says the service will be available 24/7 across Metro Atlanta. And layoffs are coming to hundreds of corporate workers at Kroger, the grocery store chain, announcing nearly 1,000 workers are being laid off as they work to simplify the company. Kroger recently announced that it will close 60 stores over the next 18 months. It follows a proposed merger with Albertsons that was blocked by regulators. Let's take a look at the markets right now. The Dow is currently up 131 points at 45,549. NASDAQ is also up slightly, and so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center with a look at your roads.
Watching this slow zone into Cobb County, Sabrina, where they had that right lane construction, 285 and northbound, the outer loop approaching Glenwood Road, exit 44. That's why you're seeing some brake lights back toward Flat Shoals, exit number 48. Tapping the brakes through Midtown, 7585 southbound from 17th Street down to North Avenue. And seeing a few northbound delays, not too bad though, just sluggish, 7585 North University Avenue up to Freedom Parkway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies this afternoon, high 83. Clouds rolling in for tonight, lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers, high 81. Scattered rain showers and a few thunderstorms on Friday, high 78.
And right now, we have 72 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta. We will have more news coming up at noon, breaking news when it happens. And, of course, we are expecting a news briefing from Minneapolis concerning that school shooting that happened this morning. Once that briefing gets underway, we'll bring it to you live. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
WSB's looking for a home for Smidgen. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, and she is our dog of the month. With Paws Atlanta, we're looking for Smidgen's new family. Sweet brown and white mixed breed, about 2, great for older kids. Meet her at WSBRadio.com. Our sponsor, Findlay Roofing, will pay the adoption fee for you, too. WSBRadio.com/dog.
He has been fully briefed on what he calls the tragic shooting in Minneapolis. The president writes that the FBI quickly responded and is on the scene, and he says that the White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation.
That's White House correspondent Karen Travers' reaction to President Trump to the Minneapolis school shooting. Our team coverage continues next on the Mark Arum Show.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 1-pint containers of blueberries or 6-ounce containers of raspberries. They're on sale 2 for $5 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Is your old AC unit ready for another sweltering Atlanta summer? Probably not. Hey, good news. Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable. Great new deal going on right now, guys. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, and next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. Any AC, just $69.99 a month. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
Don't be fooled by the big box brands. Window Comfort's exclusive window line is custom built for Georgia weather, installed by in-house pros, and guaranteed never to fog. With factory direct pricing, it's affordable for everyone. Go to windowcomfort.com for real quality that lasts.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
11:36, following breaking news here on the Mark Arum Show. A school shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Still developing. We're waiting for a press conference. The shooting was at Annunciation Catholic School. This is their first week of school. That is a K-8 school district. As soon as the press conference begins here, we'll bring it to you live. This is McKenna Ewan, a journalist on the scene of the school shooting.
A young kid came by and holding his mom's hand, just kind of ducks under the police tape, and the kid, you could tell, had this sort of like energy, trying to process what exactly he was going through. His mom almost had to keep him from jumping or moving out of his feet.
Unbelievable. We'll continue to monitor that. Again, bring the press conference. Caroline Cummings is a CBS News Minnesota reporter in Minneapolis.
I just saw walk past us
a family with their 2 young boys, and the mother was just overcome with emotion.
The shooter is dead. We are told by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. One hospital says they're treating 5 children after the shooting. No word if there were any other fatalities or casualties. We don't know anything about the shooting suspect as far as I know, aside from the shooters being dead. This is CNN's chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst, John Miller.
And in different pieces. So, what I'm going to go through is still preliminary. We always expect this information to shift and change. But as the picture is emerging, it appears that at 8:30 this morning, an individual dressed in black carrying a rifle, these are the preliminary reports, showed up at the school and opened fire. We have an ear witness who's been interviewed by the affiliate who we've had on our air, who describes hearing between 30 and 50 shots, he says, from 2 blocks away. That comports with some of the information we've received, which is that the shooter opened fire from the outside of the school through the windows where this event was taking place that's been described as an all-school mass, and shot or injured numerous people. So that would suggest that he went through probably a 30-round magazine on that rifle. He talked about the shots being sporadic, the witness. Perhaps a magazine change, and then another number of rounds. He talked about it taking a couple of minutes, and then we do know from sources that the gunman died at the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, which may suggest that as police were arriving, or as he decided that his terrible work was done, that he took his own life. And that is the picture that we're getting. Now, we were expecting that news conference right now at 11:30. Now we know it's been pushed back to 12. We're expecting to hear from Brian O'Hara, the chief of the Minneapolis Police Department. Brian has been there since 2022, a very experienced major city chief. He was brought in to bring reforms to the Minneapolis police. But on a day like this, this is core police work. And we're expecting to hear from him and other officials where we will get the news. We have heard about multiple people shot. We have heard about the potential for fatalities. What we have not heard is numbers, which, of course, in a situation where you have a school and children, just to think about it is very disturbing.
John Miller, chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst from CNN. I just got word from Sabrina as well, Deborah, that press conference that was scheduled for 11:30 now has been pushed back to noon. We will still bring it to you live. Some new information there from Miller, the description of the suspect, and I know you should never make assumptions on this, but the fact that it was a K through 8 Catholic school, from what I heard from John Miller and the description of the suspect, I think we can rule out maybe that it was a student that perpetrated this crime. That the way John explained the suspect who died, who killed themselves on the scene, that didn't sound like someone that was an 8th grader or younger that went to the school. I could be wrong on my assumption there, but emptying 30-round clip and then reloading. Again, as John mentioned, we don't have the numbers yet. Aside from the gunman that died, did any other people die? Did teachers or faculty get killed? Did students get killed? The only report we have is that there are 5 kids at a local Minneapolis hospital right now. Again, we heard from Governor Tim Walz, and President Trump has been alerted to the shooting. CBS White House reporter Linda Kenyon with reaction from the White House.
In a statement released on social media, President Trump said, quote, "I have been fully briefed on the tragic shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The FBI quickly responded, and they are on the scene. The White House will continue to monitor this terrible situation." The president's statement ends with, quote, "Please join me in praying for everyone involved."
All right, so that's Linda Kenyon there at the White House again, and I can only imagine. I don't have kids, but for the folks listening that have kids, and we back to school here in Georgia for almost a month now, just how devastating these school shootings are to parents and grandparents. We had the Appalachia High shooting last year, which was horrible and tragic, and it just seems like, all right, school's back in session. Now it's school shooting season. We're going to be covering these. But this one tragically at a, K through 8 Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And for me, I mean, my wife she covers part of her territory with Gwinnett County Schools, like 8 different elementary schools. So, she's going to be in one of these elementary schools throughout her workday as she drives, and provides support for. And it's like, if your spouse is a teacher or your kids are teachers or faculty, it's horrible that this is the new normal now. That this is, this isn't a once in a decade event. This is multiple times in a school year. We are dealing with these. I'm going to try to get some more information. Again, we will bring the press conference to you live. It was scheduled originally 11:30. Obviously, still investigation going underway. I thought it was kind of shocking, Deborah, that they were going to have a press conference so early after this. Now, Minneapolis, again, I'm horrible at geography.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Central Time Zone?
Yes,
Okay,
Minneapolis is
so it's an hour back.
Right.
So according to John Miller there on CNN, this shooting happened at 8:30 a.m. in Minneapolis, so it would have been 9:30 here. So just over 2 hours ago, this shooting went down. So I was kind of surprised they'd have a press conference that early, but apparently they're going to have it at noon. We will bring it to you live here on 95.5 WSB. I'm going to try to get some more information real quick. While we do that, though, let's revisit an interview from the beginning of the show. White House correspondent John Decker talking about President Trump's 3-hour cabinet meeting yesterday. Obviously, that's a lot to discuss and a long cabinet meeting. What are the big headlines that came out of that cabinet meeting, John?
Yeah, very long cabinet meeting, and the president spoke on so many different topics. So whether you're talking about the president federalizing the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C., the war in Ukraine, the war that's been going on in Gaza, the Federal Reserve, and his move to fire Lisa Cook, even was asked a question about the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So 3 hours and 15 minutes, you can cover a lot of ground, and that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, and he actually had kind words. I was kind of holding my breath to see what the president would say about the the engagement there. Any movement or any comment from the president yesterday in the cabinet meeting about expanding the National Guard outside of the district, maybe Chicago, maybe Baltimore?
Well, the president over the last few days has spoken of that idea, but the president says he wants to be invited into those states by those Democratic governors, J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, Wes Moore in the state of Maryland, but they have not done so and don't expect them to do so. So I think that's frustrating for the president. As it relates to just simply deploying the National Guard, the law allows that as it relates to the District of Columbia because it's ingrained in D.C.'s charter. Not so simple in terms of the president just simply deploying the National Guard to the states that you mentioned, Illinois or Maryland or New York State. But that's something we'll have to wait and see. Right now, for the president, his focus is on D.C. And making certain that the crime rate comes down significantly in the nation's capital.
And I believe I saw, too, expanding the National Guard to the transit system in the district, and now they are carrying loaded weapons. Is that correct?
That is correct. That was something that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, ordered, and that's for those that travel on the metro, particularly in bad sections of Washington, D.C. I think any time that you see law enforcement of any kind, it should make you feel more comfortable knowing that you're getting to and from where you're intending to go more safely. So that's a new thing that's been added as it relates to these patrols in the nation's capital.
White House correspondent John Decker. John, as always, appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right, 11:46 on the Mark Arum Show. That was John Decker from earlier in the broadcast. I was trying to get some more eyewitness and reporter accounts of the Minneapolis shooting. Again, if you're just joining us, a deadly shooting, we think, at the Minneapolis Catholic School. At least the shooter is dead. We don't know about any victims. I want to go back to McKenna Ewan, a reporter on the scene, is at the meet zone where parents can come and meet their kids. I'm not sure what the proper terminology is, but on the scene covering this still developing story.
Just moments ago, a mom and her son just walked past me, ducked under the caution tape, just holding his hand really tight. You could tell he still had his name tag on, likely from the first few days of school. He had brand new sneakers, not the pickup that was expected by any means today. When I arrived at the scene, there was a group of young schoolgirls, elementary age, that were kind of up on a hill, and they were single file in line, which I think is for the parents to be able to see them from the sidewalk here. There's a line of ambulances, police vehicles, and so the girls are kind of above everything just so their parents are able to reconnect. On the steps, there are a handful of adults. I can't tell if it's parents or teachers, but they're sitting on the steps. They see a police officer was kind of helping with a wound on someone's elbow there. It looks like there's a few parents who are kind of sitting distance from each other, and I'm not sure if they're waiting or what is happening there. Behind the school, there appears to be a way that parents can kind of go through to try to connect with their students in some form. There's a priest on site who kind of appears to be acting as the contact for a lot of the law enforcement officials here. I've seen him having a conversation with a couple adults, could be parents or teachers as well. It looks like trying to console them, try to process what's happening. And then the last interaction that really struck me was a young kid came by and holding his mom's hand, just kind of ducks under the police tape. And the kid, you could tell, had this sort of like energy, trying to process what exactly he had going through. His mom almost had to keep him from jumping or moving out of his feet. And you could just see the look on her face, both of relief, but just tremendous stress and uncertainty about just what happened.
Reporter McKenna Ewan moments ago at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a K-8 school following a school shooting. The press conference scheduled at noon. We will provide live coverage here on 95.5 WSB. Right now, before we get back to that breaking news, we got some trouble on 285 in Doraville. Live with the latest, Alex Williams.
Yeah, crash, Mark, 285 eastbound, the Interloop Buford Highway, exit 32. And as we speak, the fire truck is just pulling out of the left lane, or right lane, I should say, leaving the scene. So this crash is now all to the right, 285 eastbound, the Interloop at Buford Highway, but still a few brake lights starting just before Peachtree Boulevard. Construction's been in the right lane. This also in DeKalb, 285 north on the east side, the outer loop approaching Glenwood Road, exit number 44. And some brake lights on the West Freeway, 20 eastbound, on and off that brake pedal from Riverside Parkway over to 285, the west side perimeter. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
I've listened to many arguments, and there are good arguments to say that we shouldn't. I'm just saying.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
This is the only way to do it. Some people are going to lose their job, and then they're going to be put back in the job.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
It's about you. You're being celebrated.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. It's August, which means school is back in session. Hey kids, remember homework? Coolray will help keep you cool while you study at home. Right now, Coolray is offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete Carrier system. You know, proper insulation is like a summertime sidekick for your HVAC, keeping cool air in and hot air out. Simply go to Coolray.com to book your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Guys, it's Eric. Save thousands right now at Georgia Spa Company on a new spa for your backyard. They've got great opportunities to save on saunas, cold plunges, swim spas, hot tubs, so much more. The Labor Day sale is happening now. They've got multiple Metro Atlanta area locations. Go to georgiaspacompany.com and check out their locations, find the deals, get you some relaxation in your backyard. georgiaspacompany.com.
When it comes to buying a vehicle, the name to remember is Jim Ellis Automotive. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. As Georgia's largest family-owned dealer group, we offer car shoppers unmatched advantages, starting with access to more than 5,500 new, certified pre-owned and pre-owned vehicles. With 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta and 17 top automotive brands, we have the selection you want and competitive pricing to fit your budget. But more importantly, we've made the buying process quick, easy, and convenient with the Jim Ellis Expressway. Visit one of our state-of-the-art showrooms for a top-tier customer service experience or shop from the comfort of home. Browse our entire inventory of more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs, calculate your payment, apply for financing, and even start your trade-in process online. It's car buying on your terms. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's a safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit JimEllis.com. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT core body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
11:55 on the Mark Arum Show. It appears authorities are about to start a press conference updating the Minneapolis Catholic school shooting. Sabrina Cupid continues our team coverage.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. We are going to go live now to Minneapolis. The mayor, they're holding a briefing, hoping to get some new information on the school shooting this afternoon. So here we go. Let's go to the mayor there in Minneapolis.
Those families are suffering immense pain right now. Think of this as if it were your own. Every one of us needs to be wrapping our arms around these families, giving them every ounce that we can muster. These were